Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. It's a Monday night, so you know what that means. We're kicking off another wrestling week with some WWE RAW tonight. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to get into all the action, all the reaction. So make sure you get in that chat, click all the buttons, give us a like. And folks, strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. So like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are the channel that just watches more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Happy to be back with you. Hope everybody kicked off your week happy, healthy, and safe. You're ready to go. You're ready to dive into a little bit of WWE RAW tonight. CM Punk is back. What will happen with Ria and Liv? What more do we have from the Wyatt? So much to get into, but for the next few hours, you're stuck with Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Mr. Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and Monday Night Raw is cooking, my guy. We've got Philip Seymour Brooks showing back up tonight. Plus, we've still got the Ria, Dom, Liv situation playing out. Like you said, we've got Wyatt 6, and now the Creeds paired up with Chad Gable as well. Plus, we've got everything else going on. We've got the world title picture kicking off the show tonight with Priest versus Gunther kicking off the show, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot going on with Raw. Raw's done a great job. A lot of people have been very happy with the kind of the changes that's happened with Raw. That 3-hour show has kind of picked up pace lately, and it's been good. We've been getting through them pretty solid from start to finish. A lot of quality, and again, a lot of storytelling, a lot of forcing fans to be patient, which I love. And like I said, and you said as well, there's so much to talk about on this card tonight. Everything from CM Punk. How does that play out? I imagine CM Punk's going to demand that the suspension is lifted so he can get his hands on Drew. Will Drew be in the building? What will happen? Will we finally get a fight?
Do we get a match announced for SummerSlam? Because we're still, I believe, 2 weeks away. There's this one, and then there's another Raw before SummerSlam. So if we're going to get Drew versus CM Punk at SummerSlam, they've got to hopefully announce it pretty soon.
Yeah, I feel like tonight could be the night. I feel like we could get to that point. And like I said, I think it might be, Drew had to say sorry to lift his suspension in a perfect heel move. He refuses. But I think the way you get around that is Punk demands it. Punk begs, whatever he has to do, screams and yells, and finally gets Pierce to say, fine, he can have his match with you, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I'll sign whatever waiver I need to do. I'll do this, I'll do that. But do we get this? Has been now ever since that rumor came out about a special guest referee match at SummerSlam. This has been the one that's been rumored to have that attached.
Yep.
You think that they add Seth, and that's part of the stipulation that gets Drew out of the suspension? One of those pills that Punk has to swallow to get the match?
Maybe.
Pierce be the special guest referee? Could that happen instead?
Pierce would be fun. And I still don't love the idea of it being Seth Rollins, but at the end of the day, we'll see how they do it. And I kind of just want Drew Punk straight up, but it could lead to a Hell in a Cell. So who knows?
But that's the thing, is I don't want a stipulation match before I have another stipulation match. I want just a straight fight that predicates and leads up to, makes you want the Hell in a Cell match. Versus you add a stipulation of a special guest referee, you're going to get a screwy finish always.
Yeah, and again, I think they've done well with a lot of moving parts. You talked about Gunther and Drew going to kick off the show, but we also saw, Damian and Seth have, come across each other's paths, show each other respect, but that's still lurking in the back of everyone's head. Like, they've really left a lot of doors open with, we have no idea how many triple threat Hell in a Cells have we had. Could that be a possibility?
I literally thought about that as we were talking about this. That would be an interesting play if you get Seth, Punk, and Drew all in a Hell in a Cell. Ooh, that's a spicy meatball.
Right. So, again, we'll see what happens there. Will we get any type of official announcement or interaction between the new Alpha Academy and the Wyatt Six? They did kind of blunder a little bit last week, to be honest, and I talked about this as we closed the show. But that Wyatt Six moment last week was the big pop of the night. To have, oh my God, the Alpha Academy or the Creeds have joined Gable. That was supposed to be the big shocking moment. And then the Wyatt Six come out, and that should have ended the show.
Yeah, you swallowed that whole surprise whole with that whole situation. Now, granted, that was phenomenal work from Bo Dallas and everything. That gave me goosebumps like it was Bray in the ring watching all of that, with the way he's just getting his ass beat and laughing like the goddamn Joker in the Dark Knight. But the whole Creed brothers getting involved with Gable, that got swallowed up whole with that whole situation.
And I didn't mind it because, like, as far as I go, it's not the Creeds are still on the come up. So yeah, they make that move. They kind of have everybody sitting there for a second, going, okay, and then poof, you have that moment coming up. But it'd be interesting what they set up. Will it be a one-on-one? Does Bo go against Gable, or do they mix it up? Is it the new Alpha Academy against 3 members of the Wyatt Six?
That's the thing, is I've heard the 6-man getting thrown around.
Yeah. So they'll figure that one out tonight as well. Liv and Ria is going to be very interesting, of course. Dom and Ria had a bit of a reconciliation near the end of, you're mine. She let him know, I still love you. I still got you.
Yeah, but still, you got Jey Uso out there. If does Jey Uso have your number? Yeet.
Right.
And I just have to ignorantly ask, as the terrible ignorant American, do you have Waffle Houses in Canada, or is it strictly a U.S. thing?
Yeah, it's more of a U.S. thing. We have diners and shit, but nothing we really refer to as well.
Fair enough, but you at least got the Waffle House reference to where Jay's up there.
Yeah,
if we could take it slow, we could take it easy, go to a Waffle House or something.
Right? The Waffle House pictures going around are hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But, I think this storyline has gone really well, and again, force people to have some patience and hold on tight, because we got a couple weeks to go here. And I'm still waiting for that Eddie Guerrero moment where he hugs her, but he smiles over her shoulder, and we all know she's in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Well, and we've talked about it again. We were talking about the special guest referee. Could Dom end up being the special guest referee for this match? Because Liv's been on record of saying, I hope that Daddy Dom's out there cheering me on and everything. So what's the best way to settle this? You decide now, Dom. Who's fucking in this?
That's very interesting. Now, in my head, originally, the idea would be he just comes waltzing out, like, halfway through the match, and you're not really sure what side he's on. But the special guest referee is an interesting twist, because then he really, like, if he counts the 3 on Ria, that's, okay.
But then again, you miss out on the moment, like you said, if you get like the hug and he's, oh, I'm so sorry, and then he's smiling right behind.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And, I don't think you can trust Dom. The only way Liv will beat Ria is some underhanded means. So it just all fits. Like, a lot of people have that anticipation that Rhea is going to come back and just kick Liv Morgan's ass real quick and get that belt back around her waist.
You've explained this before. This makes the most sense for at least Rhea to take the loss here, because it ends Liv's reign and everything with this too fast, too abruptly, too suddenly. You don't get a rematch, I feel, out of it, versus if you have her take the L. And Rhea can do with that. And that's where you get the biggest overall play in this, is like what we've been talking about. That's where you get the Dom turn. Dom is going to turn on Rhea at SummerSlam. Mark our words. That's where it's going to be, where Liv gets the help from Dom and gets the screwy finish. And then you run it back, because that's why they're getting Jay involved, who's a baby face. They're starting to really turn Rhea towards that baby face side.
Yeah, and she's been getting pops forever now. That it was kind of the outlier of the group, where Dom was getting nuclear heat, the other 3 were kind of getting some heat, and then Rhea was just getting outright cheered. So following the natural progression and the kind of organic baby face turn, which can't be avoided right now with Rhea, it only makes sense. And Liv is getting a good amount of heat. You put her beside Dom, and they become this sniveling, annoying, giggly couple. Oh, fucking bleh. Here we go.
Sid and Nancy. They're the trailer trash couple that you just want to fucking hope a tornado picks up and moves their trailer to another location.
Absolutely, man. I think that's kind of where they're going to go with it, but we will see. I'm going to take a minute to remind everybody, get in that chat. Don't be shy. Don't be quiet. I see the numbers climbing. We want to see triple digits in the chat as we do every night. It's going to be a fun one here, folks. We are rolling along. Another great week for the channel. Don't forget, we are back all week long, including NXT. Blood and Guts this week's going to be huge. Thursday, Wrestling Court returns. The trial of Chris Jericho.
Thanks, guys.
The trial of Y2J. The trial of the Learning Tree. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. So strap in for that. 8 p.m. on Thursday. Friday, we haven't even figured out all the shit we're covering on Friday.
SmackDown, Death Before Dishonor.
House of Glory, High Intensity. There is Rampage. There is a ton on Friday to keep our eyes on. Saturday Collision. Sunday, our debut with Progress Wrestling. They asked us to cover some of their shows, and this will be the first one we're doing. It is a breakfast with the boys, bright and early Sunday morning. But hey, just in case you hadn't had enough of us, we will be back Sunday night for Bloodsport. So we're doubling up on Sunday. We really are the channel that just watches more live wrestling than anybody else out there, Nick.
Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated, up to something season, never sleeps.
Right. So we got lots coming our way. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, hit like, share, subscribe. Be a part of the family. Be a part of all the shows. And again, your alternative commentary. I heard Brian and Jim, like, we need somebody to do alternative commentary to these shows.
I know a guy. I know some guys.
It ain't happening.
Right.
Don't sleep on us. What are you doing? But
yeah, if you're going to call us broadcast marks, you can at least give us some fucking commentary marks too as well, Jim.
But yeah, no, folks, we're looking forward to this week. And then, of course, next week is SummerSlam. We're going to be here for that. And then we're here all the way. We got all incoming, all outcoming. We got so much coming your way. So make sure you join the family today.
Right. So should we say hi to the people? So though can I give it away already?
Give it away
now. KJ is going to be treating Jericho like he's Judge Judy. Well, actually, KJ won't be a judge in this one. He had to step down from the bench to hash this one out.
For Jericho, I got to step out of the judge's chair. I got to step down. I got to take this man out. I got to go head to head. So Nick and I are going to go. Yeah, Nick and I are going to go toe to toe. I'm obviously burying Chris Jericho as he should be, and Nick's going to do his best to give us reasons why he doesn't suck.
Thanks, guys.
So yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Judge Anthony making his debut. The chapeau that runs the show will legit be running the show on Thursday night. So a little bit of a change up, a little bit of a curveball, but I felt after all the abuse I've given Jericho, it only seemed fair that I prosecute him too.
Yeah, you're a known Jericho, I don't want to say hater, but
I'll call it a hater.
You aim to convict. So.
Oh yeah, I'm going for max penalty on this motherfucker.
Right, you're gonna seek the retirement sentence.
Oh God. But yeah, no, we're looking forward to that on Thursday, and then we got some other stuff coming. We're working on some behind the scenes stuff, and again, we're excited to do our first ever Progress Wrestling watch along. Wake and bake, grab your bacon, and let's start shaking because it's going to be a fun morning around here.
Right. Well, I do like this one from Cannon. I know he probably didn't mean to say it like this, but I'm reading it in like Jericho's way of like, hi guys, YouTube algorithms and suggestions suck. How many wrestling podcasts are there? This the only one to listen to.
Well, Ken, tell all your friends. And yes, the algorithm, we need more love. So click those little hearts, click all the little buttons, give us a thumbs up.
The algorithm, pause.
Just massage that algorithm for us, folks. We are growing by the second. And yeah, we're putting a lot of work in, and we're catching up. And the only thing other people have on us is time in, and we're gaining.
Right.
With all that being said, we didn't say hi to the people at all. We usually get to like one or two. We got to none.
We're going backwards. It was like 2 was an achievement. Then it was like 1, and now we're going backwards to like 0. We're going to talk about talking to you people, and then still not click on you.
We're just big tease. Rocco, good to see you. I think we get a 6-man tag. You and I kind of agree. That's the possibility there. Bobby, welcome back. Good to see you. There you go. Swerve Show. Let's go. Nick shared it from Twitter. I'm new here. Here you go. Nick out there.
Welcome to the family.
Right? The Jesus of the channel, just spreading that net.
No, we got a Jesus.
Yeah, we do. We're going to get to him.
I've been blessed by Jesus.
Welcome. Roman, good to see you. Damien, always. Oh, wait, that's not so positive. We'll talk about this. We're going to get into this whole fumbled bullshit.
Y'all making me miss football season even more with how much we're talking about fumbling shit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, again, guys, there's something to be said about a fumble and another thing about letting something go. And
yeah, did you have the catch? Did you even have the catch before you can say you fumbled it?
All right. Gunther will kick off Monday Night Raw tonight. That's the rumor, Damien. We're looking forward to it. Kevin, welcome back. Rocco, yes, we'll talk about that. Nick, reminding everybody, join the Discord. Follow us on socials as well, all of them, including TikTok. Clay Lewis is back with us. Eric, what's up? Another Eric. Wrestling Buddy Slammiversary was great over the weekend. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with Slammiversary. I'm tuned in for Raw tonight and the Wyatt 6.
With my Wyatt 6 shirt on. Well, be like KJ and grab, yourself a Wrestling for Life t-shirt as well.
Everybody needs a fist on their chest, folks.
Pause on that.
Yeah, and so work in progress. The tagline's a work in progress.
Right. We're still working on it. Still working on it.
What's up, Gregory? How you doing? Richard's back with us. Sucks to see Bobby go. It's no guarantee that he's
not gone. He's not gone.
And we've been down this road, guys. Remember, if it was up to the dirt sheets, MCMG would be 3 matches into their title run by now in AEW. So hold on.
Or even in WWE at this point. So that's the thing.
So we'll see. But we are going to talk about this whole fumble thing. It's driving me insane. One more week with WWE Summer. So yes, we can't wait. We're looking forward to it. This lucky MDB, shout out our prediction champion. I went back today and actually made sure I looked through the tiebreaker. AJ, I think, just puts up scores, by the way. Our buddy Jobson out there. But MDB with the comeback, and because everyone blew the main event except him, he was the only one that picked Nick. And he did it first. So he is now again our champion.
Oh, yeah, well, no, I think we've had back-to-back retentions. Now we went like over a year with no retentions, and now we've had back-to-back retentions.
There you go, folks. So there's jokes there, but I'm going to move on. Congratulations, right. MDB. Christian Power back with us, talking about Raw fired up, the Subway, New York Mets fired up. That's stuff is all
the things. All the
things are happening. Scott Rizzo, a runner-up, loses the tiebreak on from Saturday. So better luck next time, Scott. You were so close. Byron, Kevin. Who else we got here? Dale, OG, welcome back. Happy birthday to HBK and Thunder Rosa. Shout out to the folks.
Shout out.
Sammy and Jay tag team main event. Okay. Yo. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I've heard is it's them versus Finn and JD.
Makes sense.
Quidarius. Yo.
Quidarius. Nice catch. Okay.
Yeah.
I would fuck that up.
I got that. Eric, what up? It's because I always do the AA run. You done fucked up now. Kevin, what up? Misfit Wrestling Podcast, Wyatt 6 just tweeted an image of Nikki Cross saying, "Look at yourself."
Interesting. So maybe we'll get a little more Nikki tonight.
Well, she's been kind of one of the main components here of this. That and that catchphrase of "there you are." That's what really popped out when Gable was going after Bo and everything. And then he finally, when everything happened, he's like, "There you are."
Right. No, very much so. It'll be interesting. And I know there's a lot of naysayers about what we're getting with this, but they got my attention anyway. And again, I think if you look at it more from a creepy people standpoint, a culty standpoint, opposed to a mystical standpoint, then it's not so bad.
Well, and even then, The Undertaker was a dead man. PCO was a revived Frankenstein and everything that. We can get with those. So then why is this so hard to get behind?
Right. And I mean, some people out there don't like any of that shit, and that's fine. That's your choice.
Fair enough. If you don't like it at all, then you don't like it at all. But if you're wishy-washy, what's the difference? What's the issue?
Yeah, everyone cheered when there was lightning bolts coming from the ceiling if someone else did them. So I think this has been great. I think they've tied it really well into Bray. They've tied it into true emotions, true experience. What we got from Rowan was outstanding. And again, when they came out to the ring last week and surrounded it, there was a an ominous presence. It was good. It was strong. It was like, let's fucking go. We wanted to see more of that.
And these video packages have all been fantastic. The VHS tapes, like you mentioned, the one with Rowan, and even that line of "Who would miss me? I'm just Rowan."
Yeah,
like that's a deep cut line. Like that's one of those that literally, I think, crossed the line from kayfabe to reality. That was 100%. That man just bearing his soul.
Yeah, talking about losing two friends, and again, you know, going deep. And then when you tap into that genuine feeling, it and you convey it well, which they have. I mean, you buy into the story. If people just ignored the I think this is like spooky stuff and just kind of understood what they were doing from a character point of view, it's so insanely strong. It does have to lead to something, which I mean, at least we're getting Gable potentially, but that's the only pay you need payoffs. And if you give us payoffs, it's great.
But we knew initially going in with this, we both said this for the longest time of, okay, they're going to debut and then we're going to get video packages. It's going to be a while before we get our first match. And it might be this whole first month before we get an actual match.
Yeah. And I asked them to elevate it and don't just do the VHS every week. And they've done that the last 2 weeks. They've upped the game. Like the Rowan interview really stepped it up for me. I thought it was outstanding. Right. And then you get the actual, they're here. They're all here. And it's good. As long as they continue to elevate the story and keep it progressing forward, you got no problems.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I like this one from good to see you, Stoner G's. Maybe the blunt be with you. We have Denny's. Yeah, we have like 24 hours Denny's. That's kind of our Waffle House-ish.
I actually don't think I have a Waffle House or a Denny's near me, but I could be wrong. But I know that they're like huge in the US, especially in like the South and Midwest.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Wrestling saying wrestling never ends. Facts.
No
365-day gig.
Right, pretty much.
Right. Oh, KJ White Esquire. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a hilarious time. So
Paul, what up?
I feel bad for Anthony. He's gonna have to fucking mediate this shit.
What he has the easiest decision to make. Let's be honest. Yeah.
He's gonna have to try and keep you and I at bay.
That's true. Yeah,
that's the battle.
He's gonna be all fucking having objections from us and everything.
Right. I hate them both. Son of a bitch.
Right. You both lose. You're both case dismissed. Curtis and
Russ both out.
Yeah. Can we both be held in contempt? Is that a mistrial then if we're both in contempt?
Maybe.
Curtis saying Russin for life family. Acknowledge KJ Big Nick by slamming that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Yes, we are at 5.35K subscribers already after we just passed. It feels like we just passed 5K not that long ago. And we're at 80 likes on the stream, and we got just about almost 80 people kicking with us as well before we even go live for Monday Night Raw. So let's see if we can hit triple digits in the next like 6 minutes.
Right. Let's go.
Right. Trying to see if there's anybody that we haven't. Oh, Easy Big Blue Cane OP.
Right. Let's go. 420 in the house. Brahma, I see you. Vance is back with us.
420 Daydreamer. Dale saying 12 commercials. Curtis, we need our line on the over and under.
Right. What's up, Curtis? What's up? Paul Carpenter's back with us.
Brahma with the Wrestling for Life New World Order.
Right. There you go.
I don't want to be like Hogan though. I'm not Hogan.
No, you won't do like the blonde.
No, I'm more Steiner.
White Castle. I think we're off base. All right.
White Castle's Jersey.
Yeah, no. I've never had it.
If you've just had terrible mini burgers, mini sliders, you've had White Castle. That's really what it is. If you've had that and then had to use the restroom frequently afterwards.
Thoughts on Ricky Starks having backstage heat in AEW? I think it's ridiculous, but it seems to be true.
Yeah, I don't. The man's on his way out. Just let him fucking leave at this point. Just Jesus Christ. We're just torturing this poor guy at this point. I can't wait for the fucking interview that he has. The first interview Ricky Starks does post AEW, because I feel he's gonna fucking unload.
He might. He might again. He's going to have a lot to say for sure, and I really
he could go the political, the smart route, and not fucking go off. But yeah,
he might be advised by his new employer of like, you can get digs in, but don't go swinging.
Yeah, but are they not just fucking this man around at this point? Really? You have Tony Khan coming out there and saying, "I'd really like to book him more," but it's like, well,
Right.
who books the fucking show, you idiot?
Yeah, isn't that your call?
Right? Aren't you the owner and proprietor and everything?
Yeah, and I mean beyond that, I think the thing for it, the rumor that there's backstage heat to me is only strengthened by the fact that they haven't like. What reason do you have not to use him? Like, what reason? Like, if there isn't backstage heat, everything's hunky dory, he's healthy. Is it legitimately? Well, we don't have anything from right now. Well, why not? I'm getting
who would he have heat with?
Jericho match.
Who would he have heat with in that locker room that it's that level that he can't be at TV then? That's the thing, that he can't be used on TV. What was it, Copeland? Everybody thought it was Copeland after he snapped back in during the promo, but Copeland's out too because of a fucking leg. So what are we doing?
Yeah, but can you imagine Adam Copeland being that petty?
No, but that's where people spun it. But that's what I'm saying of who else could be. What has he got? Heat with the elite? That's fucking done. Then it proves that they're a detriment to this company. Like, who could they have heat with? Honestly, who could he have an issue with that would keep him from like choosing to not use him on TV? Is it like
from the
on site?
Yeah, maybe the only thing I can think of, Nick, is heat with within the elites, within like the Bucks, because he's been so outwardly favorable of Punk, and they seem petty like that. Oh yeah, you like Punk, eh? Yeah, you're a Punk guy, eh?
Then you're doing more harm than good.
Well,
you are hurting and not helping.
No, not at all. That's killing
the fucking adult. If that's what it is, be the fucking adult. Be the EVP that you're supposed to be.
Right? Free Ricky Starks. Free Ricky Starks. We should.
Yeah, no, I think it's just now they're just making excuses at this point as to why he's not there. Because they've already ran the fucking injury thing up the flagpole, and then he came out and said, "I'm not injured." They ran the whole Tony Khan, "I'd like to book him more, but just," and that just went idiot. And now they've got to continue to give another reason and another excuse as to why he's not there. Oh, he's got heat. He's got heat backstage. Yeah. With fucking who? You're telling me in this company that leaks more fucking stories than anybody I've ever seen, that you don't know who Ricky has heat with backstage? We knew fucking Andrade threw a punch at Sammy before the fucking show ended. Oh, we knew the whole Jack Perry shit before the pay-per-view ended. You're telling me that you can't know this?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying for sure. And I mean, that's always been a problem. I've been pushing for a long time that, Tony Khan's got to separate himself from the people that he thinks are friends that are not helping, and the people like the Meltzers. Like Meltzer's hurting this company more than he's helping it, and it's not a good situation. Exactly, Saffet. Good to see you. Welcome back, Denisha, JV, Christian. As we are about 1 minute away from the start of the show, folks, make sure you take this link and share it anywhere you're talking about wrestling. WWE RAW is going to be kicking off any moment now, so make sure you're a part of it. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Get in that chat. And again, we want to see triple digits blow this one up. So let's go. But this fumbling of Bobby Lashley, fumbling of anybody, it all seems silly to me. You got to understand, people move on and things move on. And we can't have everybody. People are already complaining about too many people on the roster. You can't have them all.
You can bring this up as we're trying to sync up right now, my guy.
I haven't started yet. I was trying to kill the air for about 40 seconds.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I got about probably like 10 seconds to fill here. But so we'll probably finish that up at the first commercial break. But then.
How did you get that? No.
I didn't touch anything. My hands were literally up. Now.
I got now.
I will hiccup forever.
No. Forever.
And drum roll, please.
Together. There we go. Nick and I are together, folks. You can be together with us too. We're here all night long for Raw as we are kicking off the show, and we'll see what they have for us tonight. Coming from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Shout out to all the cheeseheads.
Well, shout out to Mr.
Yeah.
As we've already got CM Punk walking in the building here.
Punk is here live. Braun Breaker, Ilia, #1 contender.
Bro, Braun is so much like Papa Pump in 2024. Out here with the fucking silver ass Oakley glasses, no shirt on, just Jesus peace. Dom just snacking on a grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese on the way through the doors. What is with this budding friendship?
Because they're both turning babyface. Because Damien's very much he was in talks with Ria before she showed up. Mm-hmm. He's very much been the one that's kind of let her know about everything that Dom's been fucking up. So he's turning babyface as well, my guy, because we've got Gunther, who's out and outright heel.
As Gunther coming to the ring to open the show tonight. Gonna have a little chit-chat with Damian Priest and a lot of debate on who's leaving SummerSlam with the belts.
I don't think there's a debate. I think it's Gunther.
I don't know.
You're really gonna go there?
I think I might. Go Packers. Gunther starts the show. This is a tight one.
How?
Braun Strowman is a big Packers fan, and I bet we get him sometime tonight. We'll find out.
I thought you were just saying he's a big Packer. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, and Michael Cole reminding everybody that Raw is moving to Sci-Fi.
Oh, because of the Olympics. I was like, wait, wasn't sure if it was because of the deal thing, like that little intermission or whatever. Gotcha.
The Olympics causing trouble.
Got you. That's why too. That's why NXT is doing Great American Bash on Sci-Fi. There we go. Point ahead. Look smart.
Right. Next Saturday.
I like how even in Gunther's like picture for the fucking title match, they still have like him with like a bruise and a welt on his chest and shit. Yeah.
Gunther soaking it in. Let's see if Gunther calls Priest street trash again. Yeah, that was peculiar.
Street riffraff. I don't buy that.
Here comes the next world heavyweight champion. Nick, you picking Gunther guarantees he's going to lose.
To hell with you all.
Hey, brothers. Good Monday. Welcome back, Jordan. Brother Fluff Salisbury, who I called out his name. He wasn't even here the other day.
Fair enough. They're just shimming a high and shimming a hundred.
The Olympics start this Friday night. There you go.
Well, then it works out too because Friday's a tapid because they're in on the Japanese tour.
Right, getting a good amount of heat right now. Yeah, we're gonna come back around to the Bobby thing. It's interesting. I started it at a bad time.
No, you're good.
You suck, chance going up in the air. Gunther got some heat. America, baby. My kids needed me. That seems reasonable.
It's interesting though how much like when Gunther's having a match, you almost want to cheer for him, but how he still gets heat when he's cutting a promo.
Well, I mean, again,
him in the match.
It's that you either fear him or respect him, and I think in the ring he creates a substantial amount of fear, and then when he cuts a promo like this, he's great, man. He's almost a throwback to like the old European villains of the 80s where you were coming from USSR or
he's what Fritz von Erich wanted to be.
Right. But he's been great. He's come like again, dialed in, will be world champion. I'm not sold on SummerSlam yet.
Check. Small Mark, thank you for becoming a member, as we do have the memberships and everything. By the way, we've got the super chats, the super stickers, we got all the buttons, all the gizmos and gadgets for your wrestling needs. But cheerio, gents. Are you Team Liv or Team Rhea? I mean, if I had to be on the side, I'd be Team Rhea, but I know what's gonna happen, but Rhea is queen.
I'll take the princess. You can have the queen.
Princess Peach.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Ricardo Rodriguez was at our local show last Saturday. Very nice guy, but you could hear crickets around his table, damn close to what Virgil got.
Oh, yeah, got. Yeah, unfortunately got. But yeah, tenor man there, Virgil. But interessante. Triple H is putting the championship on Gunther 100%. Yes.
He is. I just don't know if it's SummerSlam. I originally said, like, the story plays out that Damian holds on to, he called him trash again, by the way, folks. That, you know, Damian was only holding that belt till SummerSlam. Just something in the last week or so, I'm starting to doubt that early prediction. I haven't committed fully to the other direction yet. I just got a weird feeling he's going to win.
What exactly has sent you on that path?
Just the way they're trying to highlight, the way they're working with Damian, how Triple H spoke about him. I think Gunther's so obvious, it might be a bit of a holy shit, Damian beat him. The giving him that win over Braun last week.
I think it's to still make it seem competitive and everything. I mean, he's had his fair share of holy shit, he still won matches.
As here comes Priest marching out.
El Champion. Ronan all street trash.
Vichy comes back and screws Gunther. Holy shit. I don't see that happening.
No, that's not on my bingo card.
I predict Damian botches again. Oh, no words. Shit. No words. They're fighting. They're fighting. The smoke hasn't even cleared.
Right. They're already throwing hands. But it's really cool to see if these are two guys that can look each other eye to eye and shit.
At least they're getting everyone jazzed about the little confrontation.
Right. Boston went up. I was about to just make sure if you would see money were actually alive. That would be wild if Priest walks out of SummerSlam with that belt. Gunther has been groomed for this moment for years. That sounded perverse unnecessarily, but
but again, I 100% believe that Gunther is going to get the belt. Is it just, does he get it at SummerSlam, or do they?
When else?
Berlin would be a good one.
You have him winning at Berlin, or you have him walk in as champ into Berlin?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know, but you could have him win it in Berlin.
If he hasn't won it by Berlin and he's up for it, you better sure as fuck have him win it.
Well, that's what I mean. Again, if he loses at SummerSlam, but there's a reason to run it back, then Berlin, he takes it for sure.
But
I don't know. It's so hard.
Everybody pulling everybody apart, and they just let Priest go. Like, he didn't do any sort of swim move or any kind of. He didn't do the broad break of what's over there and then just bolt. He just was kind of like, okay, bye. I'll just go get him again.
Right. As folks, we go into our first commercial break. Gunther and Damian Priest brawling. As we go to that break, make sure you get in that chat. Let's go. We are very close to 100. Triple digits almost in this chat tonight. So if you have a friend that is not watching right now, go get him. Whoop his ass, Priest. There you go. This is a tight call. That was a weird commercial break. The middle of the
literally action. As Priest is like jumping into Gunther. Right? It's like, cut to commercial.
They're going to be fighting when we get back.
Oh. They fought for then like 3 to 5 minutes and no one broke it up.
Well, they're trying, but these are, monsters.
These is top flight security in the world, Craig.
They're trying, Nick. What's bigger?
Speaking of trying, I'll say this as we're in commercial break of fucking wrestling fans that try to make me hate football because they keep bringing up fucking fumble inaccurately, immaturely, and inappropriately, and just way too goddamn much. Like, can we? I know. For those who don't know and don't live on fucking the internet, hi, thank you, Amish. But so this whole story going around is that Bobby Lashley's contract's coming up. So is MVP's. I've guessed that's come out that's ending in August. And also Tamina, it initially started, they've all been removed off the internal roster of WWE. Since then, it has pretty much disevolved to everyone has all but written all of them away from WWE and already booked them in shows and angles and reunions. Like, we've already got the Hurt Business reformed in AEW, and neither of these people have even left the fucking company yet. Not to mention, last I knew, Tamina was retired.
Yeah, or I don't know. She hangs around like furniture. I don't know what she's doing. But no, I mean, the idea that the Hurt Business, again, it really strikes me as odd because you want to be the antithesis of the WWE. You want to be the cool indie show. But every time there's somebody potentially available, all the way down to Natty, AEW fans are like, we got to get him. We got to get him. You're like, wait, why? Like, what about the talent you have that you don't use? But, I mean, beyond that, you have this idea that they fumbled them. Like, I'll be straight up with everybody in the chat. I'm not a big Bobby Lashley fan. I think he's a good wrestler, but he does nothing for me as far as a promo. I don't find him interesting. I find him boring. Again, there's nothing. You can replace Lashley with a bunch of other people, and they have. And as people hit 50 years old, and as people hit 10, 12 years with the company, they're going to move on. That's not a fumble. That's again, if Bobby Lashley wants to sign with Tony Khan and go another couple years like Adam Copeland and get paid bank to do it, fine. But at the end of the day, Nick, this is not a fumbling. You got to make room for other people.
Well, it's not a fumble in the sense of Bobby's had a good run. Could they still do stuff with Bobby and everything? I feel that they still could and everything like that. I was the same way with Mustafa Ali and everything like that. But not everyone can always get pushed at the same fucking time. Not everyone can be the top fucking guy. Mm-hmm. And everybody just seems to fucking think that. So just because, XYZ person, they're still working out a contract or they're, discussing whatever, or because they're not getting a push, doesn't mean that, they're completely out the door or, oh my God, they're the greatest. They're misusing this talent. It's no, like, would anyone really say respectfully that they fumbled Dolph Ziggler, who just became a
lot of people have said that in the last couple days. Oh, we're told you we're in the back. They're still fighting.
Oh, Jesus. Where is security? Security.
Oh shit. Legit fell.
Yeah. Well, did he manage to somehow botch even getting his ass beat?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, shit.
Physics, you fickle bitch.
Shit just falling and hitting him in the head.
But I like this because that's the thing, is it's this level of realism to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's this really, when I see you, it's on site type shit.
I'm convinced someone else is running SmackDown. We don't get this on Fridays. Well, yeah, we do. People are complaining we might be getting too much of it.
Yeah, and again, well, that's the thing, is you get people if this was the bloodline, people would be like, oh, this is the same shit over and over. As I've got Ilia coming out right now.
As #1 contendership match up next, Ilia versus Braun Breaker, folks. Remember, we take a prediction on every single match. We take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. So get in there. Let us know what you're thinking. Good evening, Broken Tables Podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you.
What up?
Ilia Dragunov's music reminds me of Christmas. It's like Nutcracker.
Well, pause on that. But this is a hell of a way to start Raw. Let's not forget it. We started it off with CM Punk walking backstage, show the Judgment Day, show Ria and everything. Boom, kick it off with Gunther. Then Priest and him are just fighting literally all the way through a commercial break. We come back to their fighting in the fucking parking lot. And then we cut to Ilia versus Braun, a former NXT championship match.
And well, that's where I feel like the WWE, that's to their credit, what I feel like they're adjusting to. Like, we've had a couple weeks where some of the, like, Damien's promos felt a little long, a little bland. Like, Damien's having, not the most charismatic promo. So tonight he doesn't speak. He just comes out, starts punching, and we'll build up an anticipation for the match another way.
And it worked too because it allowed Gunther to really kind of shine on the microphone and everything.
Yeah,
and it just made Damien look like a badass. Excuse me, as Braun Breaker coming out right now.
There we go.
Speaking of badasses,
Who's going to be the number one contender? I'm thinking both.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're getting a triple threat at SummerSlam.
So you get a no contesta, or you get
Sammy comes out and kicks one of them in the head, or
double count out to double DQ.
Yeah, something stupid.
I'll take Braun.
Fair enough.
Granted, I feel like it should have happened last show, but that's
Right.
neither here nor there.
Yeah. They're laughing. Shelton versus Ziggler. Yeah, I mean, going back to that, Shelton, Ziggler, who we saw win the title. There's people that just had to move on. I mean, Sheamus might be one of those guys, right? Like, you get to a point where you've been here, and I mean, it's no different than any other sport. The veterans eventually move on to make room for the younger talent to come up. And again, if they re-sign Bobby and find something to do with him, great. But you really think if Bobby Lashley went over to AEW, he's going to break the ratings? He's going to, bring in a whole new fan base? I don't know, my guy.
I still think that they could do stuff with Bobby Lashley, and I do at least agree that they fucked up the Hurt Business storyline majorly.
Could have been better.
Right, but I will at least say this. We don't need to start signing people's obituaries out of a company and everything like that just based off of dirt sheet rumors and shit like that. Because like you said at the start of the show so then Motor City Machine Guns should be on 2 title runs in 2 different companies at this point if we're trusting everything from the fucking dirt sheets.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're called the dirt sheets, because they're just rumors and fucking speculations.
Oh, yeah. The same people reporting that this is happening are the same people that reported that, Bray Wyatt stormed out because of creative differences. And like you said, that, MCMG was slam dunk AEW bound. Like, we've seen time and time again, they took his brain out and put it back in. Like, the time and time again, there's stories that need retracted, that don't quite get retracted. And really, people are guessing. Like, again, I just can't imagine reassembling a form of the Hurt Business in AEW. It'd be very interesting of how that plays out.
Well, it's the biggest thing. Well, that would be interesting. Like, if we're going to play out that scenario, whether he even goes to TNA, which still wouldn't be a bad shout and is a big play, I would think, because arguably Bobby's best run wasn't even in WWE. It was when he was in TNA with Kenny King and MVP. So that's a big get if they got them. And I think that would make a ton of sense. You get Shelton, MVP, Bobby, all sit there in TNA. Anthony's out here jumping for joy if that happens. Right? But yes.
The Hurt Business versus the system. Book it.
Facts. Bobby Lashley versus Moose. Tell me that ain't somebody's wet dream out there. Might be Anthony's, but it's somebody's.
Next commercial, I got to ask you about the main event of Slammiversary, because it was me and Anthony here, and we were shocked.
Oh, yeah, might have to fill me in, but
dragging off by DQ. Ilia bringing the fight as always. Ilia's amazing. You don't have to reform the Hurt Business and beat down the crowd. Just have MVP and Hobbs together. Look, MVP, if they use him properly and used him like used his veteran experience, he could help a young talent. Like if they sign him to AEW, he could help get guys over for sure.
Could, yes. Will, and I'm not saying this is any fault because of him, because even WWE had talked about having him as an agent before and everything. But I think it's just that environment does not allow, you're the one that would be bucking the trend almost, I feel, versus you would have to clean house of, like, as far as trying to, like, people that are actually creative minds getting fucking talent over and pitching creative ideas, you almost need to clean out. Oh,
I've never seen that before, Nick.
No.
Dropped Ilia on the back post of the ring. Like, I've never really seen it utilized like a gut buster like that.
That just looked painful as shit. Like, that looks like you got to have a broken rib or two. And then cut to, I've got like a barbecue commercial just making my fat ass want ribs now. But yeah. No, that was creative as shit. And yeah, if he went to AEW, they're not creative as shit. So that would be the only thing that I would think would be interesting of him going there. Would it get stifled? Like, if people think MVP in WWE got stifled, it's either him and AEW, you can do anything. Like, if you had MVP, Nana, or say MVP and Swerve, no disrespect to Nana, but just on the idea, or MVP and Hobbs, right? So I'll go that way. I think it could work really well. But does the situation backstage allow that to actually grow, or does it allow it to wilt?
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, quickly, speaking of someone going to TNA, you're looking at him. Is Anthony going to TNA? What does this mean?
Oh, if I'm reading the tea leaves here, no, because TNA, I think for one of their pay-per-views, Anthony can correct me if I'm even right going down this track of to where they're actually coming back to Atlanta for a pay-per-view. So I'm assuming this man's already out here buying tickets and everything.
I saw Anthony.
Not unless he's about to have a debut and he's in a tag match with AJ Francis or something. I don't know.
Right. Anthony is signed with TNA. You heard it here first.
Official, like a referee whistle.
Getting Kenny King 2 to the Hurt Business would be interesting. Kenny King can go. Again, I mean, there is potential in them, and it just all depends on their landing spot. And I think there's a good bulk of wrestling fans that are skeptical of, they could sign fucking all of them. Becky Lynch, they could sign all the names that get rumored. Will it really impact if not utilized proper?
I will say this as a cautionary tale for every AW fan that's diehard and thinks that AW could do the Hurt Business right. Shane Taylor Promotions. That's all I'm going to say, because they have fumbled the fuck out of that. So, God damn it, I hate that they even got me saying fumbled it. But no, they have misused, misbooked, and mistreated that whole fucking faction. Mm-hmm. So, what makes you think that they could do that better on a grander scale?
Mm-hmm. Look at the Undisputed Kingdom. Went to shit.
They literally killed that and then dug it up and killed it again before they buried
it. And now its corpse is kind of floating around a little bit. It's really
bloated and just floating down the Allegheny River.
As we are on a second commercial break, folks, I see a bunch of you hanging out with us. Make sure you get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. And don't forget to share this link with all your friends and see if we can get blow up this channel here tonight. Julia says she's going to see WWE tour in Japan. There you go. As they are overseas.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, as I believe she's at least signed there, if not on a kind of two-way deal.
Yeah, I think she's just finishing a date.
Her whole connection with Rossi and Marigold is interesting to me, because that feels like kind of a little sideways of like she's worked a couple of dates for them, but hasn't been over here yet.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue at all. They know what's going on. They know what they're doing with it. Remember, the wrist injury delayed things. We got a two. The wrist injury definitely hindered some stuff.
Fair enough.
Wrestling Court Thursday. Yes, Roman. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun one. We love doing Wrestling Court. If you haven't seen it, go check out episode 1, 2, and 3 live on the channel now. And we will be here for episode 4 this Thursday.
Yeah, I'm about to have a 1-4 record.
Jesus Christ. MVP's crew versus Don Callis family. Yeah, fair enough. I guess Don Callis family is kind of inept. Wow.
Well,
holy shit.
Oh.
The Mad Dragon fighting back. Thank you, Michael.
Right. Michael. But I think, honestly, MVP would decimate and eviscerate Callis on the microphone at this point. Callis is phallus. He's phallic and flaccid at this point, I'd say.
We don't get much of.
I've never been a big Callis guy.
Oh, the back fist to the thigh. That was rude.
Step up into Gary. What?
Give the man a Charlie horse.
Right. Oh, big ass knee. As Braun was trying to hype up for the crisscross applesauce spear.
I'm buying tickets still scared. He did it. That's it. Frank, what's good, y'all? How you doing, Frank?
Ilia just turned this man inside out.
I still don't. I mean, at the end of the day, when Ricochet shows up, I'll believe it. But until Ricochet shows up, I have a good feeling he might be a reason why Braun Breaker does not win the title at SummerSlam. But
that would be interesting.
I thought it had Money in the Bank, and he hasn't shown up in AEW yet, so I'm wondering.
We've seen free agents that everybody thought was a lock, as we've got a big boot from Ilia into Braun in the corner here, but we've seen free agents that everybody thought was a lock to go to AEW not go. So now it's murky waters out there. So like you said, I'll believe any of this when I see it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Keys to get over AEW is give the Young Bucks a hand cranker. There you go. How come TNA is not going live every week yet? Money. Right.
Oh,
and access to wrestlers.
I like that.
Big power bomb.
Oh.
Just the H, no bomb.
I really like that whole sequence of Ilia slapped the dog shit out of Braun that had him stumbly fumbly into the power bomb, and then he turns around and just collapses on top of him for the 2 count.
It was a great match, and again, nice exchange. And again, it was the H without the bomb, so we're still rolling here. 2 count, both men down, trying to get back to their feet. What a weird time to come back into the conversation. Probably, I have no idea what. Dallas, good to see you. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Right.
Are you going to be the plaintiff for this one, KJ, on Thursday? I am.
This is prosecution.
I'm putting that man away as long as possible.
I'm out here trying to defend that Chris Jericho is still a Ute.
Frankensteiner.
Dos amigos. But that's the thing this is like NXT Premium Live. I won't fully say takeover, but it's, NXT special event level here already. And this is just the first match tonight.
That's it. I mean, again, you want to have the good matches to keep the show rolling. And they've been delivering that. And 2 guys, this is where we talk about the Bobby Lashley's, Nick, of Braun and Ilia, 2 of your younger talent, just came onto the main roster. You got to give these guys TV time. You can't keep giving the TV time to a Bobby Lashley or
but you could still have like a Bobby Lashley versus a Braun Breaker. But people don't want to halfway accept that if they want Bobby Lashley world title.
Huge superplex.
Ooh.
H-bomb! No way!
Just clean this man's clock. Roll out of the ring. That's the smartest thing you can do is roll out of the ring. Go a little bit further because then he's got to throw you back into the ring so you can break the count. Just go. Why would you go a little bit backwards? Go more. Just one more roll.
Right. Judge.
We're setting up for them. Just, we're getting a chop spot on the fucking apron here. Something.
Right.
Oh, I stand corrected. Are we about to get a Death Valley driver onto this? If he hits this is over. This has to be. You're setting up for Death Valley driver on the.
The ring. Match is cooking indeed. Good match. Nick, ice cream bars. There you go.
Where are my ice cream bars?
H-bomb is devastating looking finisher.
I'm going to give J-Boy the credit that he didn't deserve on that because I'm wearing my punk shirt. So I guess that's why he probably said it, but I don't think that's why.
Spear! Oh! Huge spear! Down goes Ilia.
Oh, well, Cole said it and I didn't see it, but he said the back of his head for Ilia hit the ring apron there, the border of the ring. So Braun hit the midair spear on the Ilia. Oh, wow. So they are calling it.
Gave him the pimp drop.
I want to see the replay because to me it looked clean. Granted, it looked real. It looked like straight up of that's a safety as a wide receiver's cross in the middle of just, I'm going to clean your fucking clock.
That is huge. Ilia knocked out.
This is interesting because this has clearly got to be kayfabe if they're paying this 100%. Much attention to it.
Yeah.
But does this become like Braun either embraces it or Braun's like, what did I do? Does he become like Osprey and I can't hit the spear anymore? I can't hit the Tiger Driver.
There's no guilt. There's no guilt in what he did to Ricochet. There's no guilt in what he did to Ilia. He does not care. That is his job. is to take
So they're
people
setting
out.
up as the destroyers. But we're getting a replay of, we got the replay of the Death Valley Driver. I want to see the replay of the spear. Yeah, no, he was a fucking mile away.
Nowhere near. Did not look close.
The only thing now, fact checkers can correct us if we're wrong, but to me, I heard Michael Cole say that his head hit and everything. If it was to me, you set up that he broke a rib or something like that, because you had the spot earlier to where he does the gut buster on top of the ring post. So you set up that way. That's your easy out, because any way you replay that, you're not going to see a broken rib unless you're like going to try and literally frame by frame.
As we go back to the Judgment Day, having a little fun and games with Liv's PlayStation, by the way.
Yeah, playing 2K. Which, bro, I went to the arcade, like buy me like huge arcade and everything like that, in New Hampshire. Played like the old vintage wrestling games. Still play better than Fight Forever. Still play better than. Still hold up better than games older than myself. Still hold up better than Fight Forever.
I'm yours. Oh, it's Dom and Ria, and Ria's in good spirits. Oh, he's bringing up the J shit.
Oh, I'm just messing around. But see, that's the thing is, who's mind gaming who?
That's it.
What? Why is Finn getting all up in everybody's face and everything? Fucking cockblock Balor here.
Take out Jey Uso. And Rhea's saying, no, don't do it. I agree.
WWE should have kept Braun's original NXT theme. This new theme sounds like 90s generic alternative rock.
Right. As the
Drew McIntyre is in attendance, folks.
These poor refs. Okay, you are going to stand next to this giant man. Don't let handshake.
You're going to run this way and eat this boot, and you're going to zig that way and eat that boot.
He just said we're going to give the fans what they want. Woo! Woo! Here comes Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, for half a second, I was like, oh, the fucking smoke and lightning bolts and everything. I was like, is it Dwayne?
With the EDM girl. So smoke on smoke on smoke.
I need to smoke with this shit.
We just had Judgment Day smoke. Then we're going to get Wyatt smoke. It's just all the smoke.
Well, hey, if there's a wrestling channel out there that wants the smoke, we want the smoke.
Right? Bro, there's an arcade in your city? Absolutely. I love going to the arcade.
Yeah.
You went to you have a giant
alert, as we're in commercial break of I live in the great state of New Hampshire. I'm not Canadian like everyone thinks I am, because we mention how much KJ is Canadian all the time. But I have what is the world's largest arcade. I say that just because I cannot verify that outside of what they claim. But
your word.
Yeah, but they have the world's largest arcade in New Hampshire and everything called Fun Spot that I can go and play like a pinball machine called Hercules, to where the world's largest pinball machine, to where like the pin it is a fucking cue ball. It's literally a cue ball. It's that big. My God. But like, yeah, every fucking Donkey Kong, every Pac-Man, all of that. Yeah, it's halfway arcade, halfway honestly like gaming museum.
That's amazing. Like, I mean, again, we have a few spots we can go, but nothing like that, like to that size. And I miss, like, it's all, the updated games. I love when you can find some of the old school ones.
You have one floor that's like a bar and bowling. Then you have a floor that's like putt and like kids games and everything. There's a whole floor that's literally just old school, like Qbert fucking arcade games and everything like that. Nice. Of like, you'll see people that just out there like it's a fucking. You're walking in Vegas and you're seeing people at the slot machines. If they're out there just with their cup of quarters and everything, just trying to beat the fucking high score on Pac-Man and shit.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Absolutely. Folks, we are in a commercial break and we are rolling through the night. We just passed the hour mark live and we got more coming your way. Don't forget, join us for NXT tomorrow as they head towards Great American Bash. Wednesday, Bad Blood, a crazy night. Lots going on that show. So tune in for that.
Blood and guts, not bad blood. Blood and guts. They're different blood.
Blood
you
and
said
guts.
bad blood.
Blood and guts. That one first.
Yeah, no, not Taylor Swift.
No. And then we're back, of course, Wrestling Court Thursday. Friday is a smorgasbord of wrestling. We will be here for SmackDown and a whole bunch of others. And then Saturday Collision. Sunday, 2 shows. Our Progress debut. We're looking forward to that one. Early in the morning, bacon with the boys, breakfast with the boys, call it what you will. And Sunday night, back at it for Bloodsport. So raw steak with the boys. Let's go.
Oh, here, well, no, I'm just saying I'll tie it all back in. We're like the slot machine of wrestling. You just pull that arm, hit that bell, and everything like that, and you just get bar, and we're the jackpot of wrestling streams out there. Shazonia is up next as my voice goes away. But yeah, do we have a name for them yet? I've seen like Lady Shield and everything like that, but I don't know if they have like faction name.
I kind of stuck with Shazonia was kind of sold. It's Garfield's favorite faction, Shazonia. It's not, it doesn't roll off the tongue very easy though.
No, it feels like Shazam. I feel like I should be in a Shaq movie.
Right?
Shazonia.
Sure plays a mean pinball.
That's even funny because I don't know how many people know about the movie Tommy and everything like that. And in that like section of like all the old school arcade games, they have literally the history of like arcades being featured in movies and everything.
Right.
But I heard there was a young boy who played the silver ball. Well, it's funny because I saw an Elton John pinball machine there. Now Elton John is out on Collision because we're cost cutting, my guy. We've got
I didn't know that. Is
that
true?
Appearances and everything. Yeah, that's what it's been reported of. Granted, it's Tuna Meltzer, but how they cut out Elton John as the theme of Collision of we're cost cutting, and now we're getting into holograms and everything like that. Of this is starting to feel like Russo-esque.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're paying a lot to have. I can't imagine an Elton John song is cheap every Saturday for a show that not doing the best.
Yeah,
not doing the best overall.
Well, and then you take up a residency. Like you're fucking shit out there. If I could turn back time.
Right. As birthday squats.
Oh, yeah, because it's Tozawa's birthday. Yeah, so if we couldn't make this more comedy, all due respect to Xavier Woods, Apollo Creed, because I love the man. But we have Woods out here with the remnants of Alpha Academy, the street rats, riff raff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what they're going to be now. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm a little... I still think there should have been a bigger payoff for Otis, but yeah, they're just going to be the haha group.
Yeah, Otis should have been a bigger thing, but would he have been swallowed whole in this hole if they knew the Wyatt storm was coming? Would they have, would it have been a waste to do that?
Right.
Thanks, Boston. Love you too.
They fought off. Boston did say he finds. What do you think of this threesome of Bird Lady and the EDM girls?
Oh, beat that beat up. Beat up.
It's funny because she was so kind of calm, quiet, didn't have much of a personality, and they put her with the EDM girls. Now she's like, I love to dance.
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Let me fly. Yeah, is she gonna river dance to dubstep? Is that what's going to happen? Like they had to give her something, and I don't think she would have worked well solo. Well, I think this is more to get this group over with Sonya and Zoe and Shayna coming out.
Yeah.
But they had to give her almost, I feel like, something, because she would have just been cacawing all around out
this is
the
excellent. Like
this is just badass bitches. Like
this is excellent. This is 100% one of the best things we've seen kind of introduced to us in a hot minute here. I think this is outstanding. The look, the vibe.
It's a force. It's a force to be reckoned with. It's a faction that's a force to be reckoned with in the women's division, which has been missed since Mandy Rose and JC and Gigi. Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, a legitimate badass faction. I mean, Damage Control had their moments, but they never really felt like this
cohesive.
That's true too.
You felt the fissure lines and the cracks and everything before they even started. This, like, I know I don't want to date myself or offend anyone, but I feel like you could almost call this Pretty Mean Sisters.
Right? What?
You don't remember Tara Runnels, Ivory?
I what you said. It kind of went over my head because the bell went off at the same time.
Pretty Mean Sisters.
Wait, what?
PMS.
PMS. Yeah. Let's go. Sonya Deville is so good in the ring. Glad she is back. Absolutely. And she can't, like, she just seems to have a next level of confidence at this point.
Her being the GM on WWE television, the sparring with Pierce and everything, I think did her a world of good.
Right? But, no, that's pretty funny.
As I've got, Lyra and
Sonya Deville going one-on-one. Who's
right?
taking
Thank you. I blanked like a.
It happened.
I'm not going to say it on her name even though we were just talking about her. Shazonia. Shazam!
You shook your Etch-a-Sketch, my friend.
Right. Open caraway.
Right. Whatever they call Sonya's faction, people are going to say it sucks. Well, people suck, so that's just the way it is. But they, this is a formidable faction, and they look great. Like you said, like Lady Shield. You're not going to call it that, but because that also sounds like a product they may purchase. But
the She Healed. It's to be the She Healed. That's what it'll be, because it's all about ladies. But no, that's the thing is, like, we know as we go to commercial break, that was weird, because that was just like Lyra just like plit and like just took herself out and everyone just watched. But we know Sonya Deville is a badass. We especially know Shayna's a badass. Zoe Starks needs to be around badasses because she's had her, mistakes, her mishaps and everything with that. She's still super talented. I think she would. People forget about her NXT run and her NXT title run and everything with that, like her going after the belt and everything with that.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, again, she wins a lot, my guy. Like, that's no matter what we think, she just keeps getting W's.
Oh, I was talking about Zoe, not Lyra. Fuck Lyra. I'll pump the wings off that bitch.
Oh, with Zoe just needs to find a little, like, again, good wrestler needs a little bit of a personality, a little charisma. This could really assist that. I think
she's in that almost. It's so interesting that they're a tag team, because she's in that almost Shayna position of like super talented, but like you have a personality, but it's just like not enough of a personality,
right? Yeah, well, and again, a little more. It's trickier to convey that almost introvert personality, that standoffish personality. It's hard to convey that and keep it.
Well, no. Remember when she was in NXT and she was having fucking bangers with
her matches are great.
Nikita Lyons and everything with that. We know Zoe Starks can go, and that she's got a personality there. I'm a peacock, and you got to let me fly a little.
Right. Well, speaking of flying, I will be right back.
Right. KJ's flying south of the border here as we're in, according to Curtis, break number 4. I cannot confirm nor deny. Excuse me. Boston saying I'm Shayna's biggest fan. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think Shayna's great, and honestly, I think she's better. She's obviously been the better of the pro wrestlers between her and Ronda, or the MMA 4 horsewomen. Between what was it? Jessamine Duke, Ronda Rousey, Mina Shafir, and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's been far and above the best pro wrestler out of all of them. But absolutely, absolutely. I'm Shayna. MDB, pause the fuck on that. Sonoe, Zoe, Shayna, new name, WTF win through Freer. Jamie, I think you just combine a whole bunch of words. Like, did you put that into Chat GPT? Because I feel like you probably put that into Chat GPT. I'm Scott. I see your comment, but I'm not going to click on it. But that is funny. Zoe is a high risk wrestler. One of the reasons I love her. I wouldn't even say exactly that she's a high risk wrestler. By the way, I'm in commercial break as Cage is taking pause for the cause as we're here for Monday Night Raw. But absolutely, I think that Zoe's more of still like this is that kind of technical, mat based, a little there. I don't want to. Is this their version of what we always had rumored about once they maybe add a person of your MMA 4 horsewoman, what have you? Like you add a Lola into this, you've got theoretically everybody that's got some sort of an MMA actual background, minus your Rondas, what have you. What the fuck cell was that from Lyra? Sorry, as we had a huge superplex, but like she'd already hit the move, and then randomly Lyra just starts spazzing out like she got stung by a fucking wasp on her back or whatever. But if we get that versus we're setting up and realigning anything close to a 4 horsewoman, now I'm just getting greedy and faction heavy here. But right now we are back in action as Sonya Deville is fully in control of Lyra right now. Oh, step up Enziguri. Nick, where's this pinball machine you were talking about? I need to see this thing. I can send you a picture, or you can go to Laconia in New Hampshire. Hashtag not sponsored at Fun Spot. Yes. Again, hashtag not sponsored. Is DC faces now? Who? No, I didn't want to click on that one, Scott. But yeah, no, it's funny, but I can't click on it because, censorship. You see Mandy Rose ever returning, or is she making too much money modeling? I think Mandy's done. I think she's done. Lacey's done. Lana's done. I think a lot of these, they weren't ever really in it to be wrestlers. They were in it because, respectfully, I'm going to just say this, of Laurinaitis, if they were in there because it got attention and you got to perform. So it garnered attention of Mandy Rose doesn't have a ton of a reason, I feel, to come back. Unless that's the thing, is at this point, they don't have a reason to come back outside of for love of the game. Like, they don't, unless they want to be top level wrestlers, they have no reason to come back. As Shayna causes the distraction, as Zoe takes out Lyra, is now all hell is breaking loose of the Chance and Carter, the EDM, dubstep society is getting involved here right now. Oh, Sonya's the 1960s. It wasn't even exactly a 1916. What would you call that? Of it's the hook 'em reverse for the DDT and everything like that, but you're like clubbing the fist as you drop them down here. I missed what they called it on commentary, but I thought she was setting up for when Balor did the 1916. But yeah, as Sonya Deville picks up the win, they're doing kind of like the kind of Bang Bang Scissor Gang, at least the Bang Bang Gang, stuff in the center here. So are they gonna, like, you know, be the Bullet Club or something like that? Deville's Advocates. Oh, if it was pronounced a little bit better, I see where you're going with that, MDB. But with Deville, all I just think of is Cruella Deville. But that's not a bad one. Yeah, that's we've got static and we've got VHS playing. Everything stop talking. Well, there's very clearly Nikki Kross. And she's Son's mask. So are we gonna get, is this the Nikki tape? Because that's the thing. I feel like we're gonna get a bit of an explanation as to why everybody's here, but we're really focusing on Nikki Kross here. And I even saw people of showing how she was already kind of, when she was just doing her kind of, you know, zombified, just in the background gimmick of being behind Gable and the Creeds and everything like that. Yeah, that. So we've got the Wyatt Six is here. Yeah. So we've just got her screaming in blue. So, okay. So we had, I don't know if we're going to say, how Nick going to say, stop talking, keep talking. The math ain't mathing. Shut up, Anthony. I know my math. I'm on starting math time here. But yeah, that was interesting as we go right to commercial here. So how we feeling? Yeah, this is creepy. Yeah, that was very much, you know, fucking The Hills Have Eyes, The Ring, everything like that. Of how we feeling of, was that Nikki's VHS of it was literally just her, I feel, just standing there and kind of VHS footage. All disheveled, Sister Abigail, Abby the Witchy. And we cut to half a little bit of her in the mask, and then we just cut her screaming, and then we're done. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that almost kind of halfway fits with if we're getting crazy Nikki. And that's the thing, is it's funny to think that everyone wanted crazy Nikki, especially once her and Alexa split. But even during that, people were more receptive or kind of more wanted, you know, crazy Nikki instead of almost a superhero when she was, you know, Nikki Ash. 2 more VHS tapes, and then finally, hopefully, some in-ring action. Honestly, I'm tired of it. Fair enough, LJ, but what exactly to you you're tired about and everything? Because I think that they needed to explain a good bit of this. I think that, like, if everyone still thinks this is super fantastic and everything of, you know, we're going into the mystics out here. We're Taker territory here of, you know, ghosts and goblins and ghouls. So did we just jump right into a match? I feel like we needed to kind of explain and still kind of dig into the mythos here. Now, granted, I'll give you of, you know, say a month or two of building up the anticipation, building up the debut, what have you, and then you go into more explanation, can backfire, could backfire, but I don't think it has yet. Kyle, Nick, what version of Alexa Bliss do you think we'll get when she returns? Honestly, I don't think she's going to be involved in the Wyatt Six. I think that part of the Wyatt Six, and I know this is going to make me sound sappy and sentimental and everything, I think part of the Wyatt Six is the lamp, because we didn't get Braun involved. Everybody thought for sure Braun would be involved. He's not involved. I don't think Alexa needs to be involved. Alexa needs to be involved as much as Braun does then. So like, that's the thing, is I feel like it's one of those of, you either do both or you do none. And I think that they're erring on the side of doing none. Ricky, what up? If you can go look back at the woman with the black lipstick, that was not Nikki. Oh, okay. I have to go and double check, but yeah, that to me very much looks like Nikki of throughout most of that segment here. I like the whole Wyatt lead up because I was worried it was going to be too much at once, like the little breadcrumbs here and there. Fair enough. And I like, especially, I personally like, because I've even said this on the channel, I was worried that this was going to be, and I know I even said this as who I said is the Wyatt 6, but I thought it was going to be just too much of a copycat, like Bray thing, and just too much of like a goddamn tribute act of, it's one of those, like when you see your local, cover band and they're pretty much just poorly covering and poorly singing, XYZ hits from XYZ band. This isn't that. This is still unique. This is still has interest, as appeal, has a whole different vibe and a whole different energy to it. It has a foundation, it has a skeletal structure from what was there before, but this is still, to me, a bit new, as we're getting an ad of Jelly Roll working with WWE, which, I mean, I'm gone here for it. I'm a fan of Jelly Roll. I'm a fan of WWE, so it works for me. Shit, if they can let one bearded, tattooed fat man work with them, I'm sure they got room for two more. Speaking of two more, I didn't mean to call you fat man, sir. I'll call you husky.
You called.
Right, but I'll always say I'm round. Round is a shape. I'm in shape.
Right, pleasantly plump.
Right, festively plump.
Jelly Roll.
I'm not fat. I'm big bone.
Big boned it, and here comes
Look in my eyes.
Let's go.
Fantasy.
And we know Drew's in the building.
Yeah, so this is going to get interesting. After his AEW run, do you kind of almost get cautious of it, even when this man has an intro of like, this man's going to jump into the crowd and like break his fucking femur or something?
That's the one thing, dude, is can he be durable? Can he actually go on a run where he's not out more than he's in?
Yeah, that's the thing. You need to prove that you're not, glass made Punk.
Right. Well, and again, I think that very much in the case of he's proven that he might not be the cancer that he once was thought to be. He might not be as bad as he's been painted to be. He's done a lot of good work since returning to, get rid of a lot of those naysayer comments. But
what do you say to the theory that, $1 make you holler and an extra $1 make you shut the fuck up?
That's a part of it. Yeah. Like, dude, we're going to give you have nowhere else to go. If you still want to play and do this for big crowds, you have to play ball. And I think he knew that. He wanted vindication. And I think that's what this is for him in a lot of ways. And again, he seems to be thriving in it. And he wants to work with the young talent. He wants to contribute. He hasn't had any backstage issues or drama, that at least that's been reported. I mean, again, I think the only thing he hasn't proven to people yet is, can he be durable? Can he survive?
I will say this, and I actually don't think that this has been said. So hear me now and hear me loud. I think I think it brought him back to wrestling, because if AEW didn't exist, I don't think we would get CM Punk back in wrestling. But I think the changeovers and everything that has since then happened has led to now we're getting what Punk wanted to do beforehand.
Yeah. Absolutely. Huge Punk chance for anybody wondering if he's over.
Oh, that was never in question.
Where does Alexa Bliss plug in? Back to the Wyatt. Yeah, she's the 6th member, guys. She will be.
Well, people ask me that, and I still think it could just be the lantern. I'll be a hopeless romantic. I'll be a sentiment of, to me, it's the same thing of like everybody thought Braun was going to be involved. Braun's not involved.
That was just rumor and speculation. I truly think Alexa Bliss is going to come back and continue some involvement in this. She was such a big part of it before. I think
and
that's
Braun wasn't. And Braun wasn't.
Yeah, Braun was. You're not wrong.
So that's, to me, it's one of those. If you ain't going to do one, why do the other? If you, I'd rather just do neither.
Okay.
Is it a stain his shoes with the blood of a Scottish psychopath? Well, I saw the shirt going around. It was like, he was pulling in the CM Punk thing, but he was, going at Drew with the new merch here.
Let me get my pound of flesh. Yeah, I agree, Boston. I think that's the way you do this. You keep them apart as Punk breaking out the tape.
Well, and like you said, we know Drew's in attendance. We know he's in the building or was in the building.
Right. Wait. I'll come back to that. 1 second. Oh.
As we've got Drew McIntyre, but Scott saying, why are there people sitting on the hard cam side? It's almost like, when you can afford to have,
right.
You know that you're going to sell those tickets, you can make them available.
Right. No shit. As Drew's just got a mic. Perfect. Everybody wants to see the fight. Drew's got to be the one to say, nope, not today.
I still think the best thing, almost one of the best things that they could invoke, granted, be interested to do it now with only like 2 weeks, but is a no contact clause.
Yeah, I like it. Drew McIntyre, the only person been screwed more than by CM Punk is AJ Lee.
Facts.
No, somebody brought up the fact that Young Bucks and FTR are going to be at Wembley. Did I miss that?
Because they'll be at there, active and participating is a different statement.
Oh, here comes all the refs. Oh.
Drew's walking away, but Punk's like, no.
Yeah, this is a big money match. Yeah.
Did you hear, Punk? This is Titletown.
Good comeback, Punk.
Right.
Oh, I got the bracelet.
He's bringing up the bracelet.
Here's Pierce. You've been back 10 minutes. You can't help yourself. Come on, Punk.
But again, this feels good. Everything on Monday Night Raw has felt like literally you've got to keep these motherfuckers at bay. You've got to have separate locker rooms so they don't kill each other.
Absolutely. Oh,
and that's believable.
Medically, it is official.
Punk versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam.
Punk is medically cleared and will be returning at SummerSlam. And what we voted as rivalry of the year to this point, man, it continues.
Facts.
Go check out the Golden KJs.
100%.
Half-lifeies.
Yeah, the midlifeies. The midlifeies.
The midlifeies. That's the new edit.
Yeah.
Pierce is sick of everybody.
Burn it down. Would he just say that he had a referee problem?
I think so.
I was going to say, yeah.
Speaking of Peacock,
we already got Peacocks. He's more out. Seth Rollins out here looking more like the bird that just tips his beak on a thing and just kind of floats around. But I like this though. Of now, even the GMs have personalities. They have issues that they have to deal with. They're not just blanket. arbitrary enforcers of authority or anything like that. There's storyline, there's angles, they're a conduit for fucking catastrophe here.
Seth being ref is a mistake. I hate that. I don't hate it. I don't love it, though. It wouldn't be my first choice. But it does add a caveat, and it doesn't lead to one of the first, I can't think of many, triple threat Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another, and I can't really. That would be the only reason I don't like it, is going stipulation into stipulation, and it's also still of like, why doesn't he just go Stone Cold Steve Austin and just fuck it? I pin both of you in 1, 2, 3.
As Seth Dino Rollins is cutting a promo.
Does mother know thou weareth her drapes? He's literally wearing drapes. He looks like if a fucking tapestry exploded on the back end.
Yeah, what are we doing?
He's wearing somebody's ruffled ass skirt, as just put some sleeves in it where the legs are supposed to go.
Dude, it's a fucking doily.
Hoity toity with the doily.
Seth, yeah. I thrive on chaos. Again, is it the way I would have booked it? Maybe not. But does it have a whole lot of heat and a whole lot of legs? Yes. This match is ruined already. Shut up. That's not true.
Should this main event over Seth versus or over Cody versus Solo?
No. Co-main event's good. Because you still got the Roman Reigns.
Okay, so you'd have that
You'd have it up there. It'd be one of the
Seth Rollins making it official that he is the special guest referee for CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. As I like this, though, how both men are trying to get at each other, and Seth with his fucking doily hoity-toity, he literally looks like he just pulled somebody's curtains down and used them, as a fucking shirt.
Right. Again, will he wear like a frilly referee shirt? Is that going to be the look?
Fucking Liberace Rollins out
Liberace working a Foot Locker kind of feel.
1, 2.
We are in the back with Judgment Day again, folks. It is official. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, special guest referee, Seth freaking Rollins.
Franklin Rollins. Here comes Franklin. Coming to your...
What is happening?
Oh,
why are they splitting up?
That's what you always do great in a fucking horror movie, is split up.
What do you mean split up? I ain't going nowhere.
As there's Dom instantly with Liv. Dom out here with the fucking AAA, relief pitcher mustache going on.
Seth is dressed like a church lady. Yeah, who's missing the back of her shirt?
No, he's looked like a church. He's dressed like a church window. He literally looks like if you pulled the fucking, curtain off of somebody's bed sheet.
Right. You look like the little curtain that hangs above your grandmother's sink.
You nailed it, though, of saying he looks like a fucking doily. Like, really? If he was just wearing white instead of minty green, he was a doily.
They're looking for Jay, for the record. I did not know that. But, Rooster Blocker Finn shows up again.
Just say cock block here. It's cock block Balor. It's a new day. Yes, it is. Well, I'm going to take a pause day. Yes, I am.
There you go. Nick taking a pause for the cause. It's New Day coming out with Alpha Academy. They will be taking on a whole bunch of other people. Lord have mercy. Yeah, no, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Marvin, behave. Actually, I gotta tame that one down. Down, boys. KJ and Nick, the Taker and Brett and Sean Cenero. Yeah, 100%, Brandon. Again, does this ruin the match for me? No. Do I hate it? No. Was it my first choice? I kind of really want Seth and Punk straight up. Oh, sorry, Drew and Punk straight up first. So, yeah, I'm a little bit torn that way. But, man, the animosity they've created and the energy, that vibe when Seth was in the middle and Drew and Punk were on each side of him, you could feel the legitimate aggression and anger they have towards each other. So yeah, I'm all for it. Like I'm willing to take the ride with them. Break number 6 already. Holy. Liv is playing everyone. Yes, she is. It doesn't ruin the match. I agree with that, but I can't stand the decision. Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it. I'm curious, and I like based on that, I think we're at least in an okay place with it, Boston. But there is a little bit of me that's like, damn, really? Which would all but confirm that when we get Ria and Liv, Dom will not be the guest referee for that, which is probably best. It'll be very interesting how they play this out and where it leads to after that, right? But all 3 men have a legitimate gripe with each other, and you could feel it. The way they delivered all of that was perfect. And everybody's chomping at the bit to see this. I believe they have done an outstanding job. Like I said, at our half-year awards, it was the best rivalry, as they haven't even stepped in the ring, but they've told such a good story. And it is the epitome of what pro wrestling is supposed to be. Stone Cold should have been the ref. There you go, Eric. Stone Cold's got a pricey fee, is what I heard. Liv is playing everyone, I believe so. Dom rocking the Tom Selleck. I mean, again, we talked about it. The mustache and the mullets. Where's the money at, guys? It's not the beard. It's the mustache and the mullet. Now the New Day, apparently. The new Day. Again, we hope the Olympic moment with Dominic Mysterio. We're going to get an Olympic moment. That's interesting. Final Testament for the win. Yeah, Final Testament will be taking on Xavier Woods and what's left of the Alpha Academy. So get your predictions in, folks. I think there's a good chance we get Punk and Rollins at Mania. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot. And I think that's where a lot of wrestling fans forget. Like, I seen a lot of criticism for Friday Night SmackDown. People, they did the same shit again. It's literally been a couple weeks, and you are building up the bloodline. This is the new incarnation of the bloodline, and you're telling a story where basically everybody around Cody gets taken out, and people, I can't believe, like, we have a calendar year to fill with dates and matches and shows. So if you guys, again, patience is something that I believe this new regime with Triple H really emphasizes taking their time telling the stories. And this is no different. We've made this work for how long now? So it could go all the way to Mania. Again, is there a potential for a triple threat Hell in the Cell? Is there a potential for, I don't know. I really don't know where we go from here. I'm going to give it a chance, of course, but knee-jerk reaction. Yeah, right there with you, sir. I said it before when they were rumoring it. Like, I don't really know that I'm looking for Seth to be in the middle of this. I kind of just want these guys to go. Now, my question is, does anyone else there think maybe including Seth somehow? Again, it becomes about the story, but are you protecting anything? Are you kind of minimizing how much a Punk might have to do? I don't know. I'm curious. Who cares what the day they are, new day, old day, or next day? They got Hot Lady Smirk. There you go. All right. Next Monday, Sci-Fi. So they're trying to sell us on the fact that, hey, we're moving to Sci-Fi. The final Raw before SummerSlam, folks. We will be here live for it, of course. We're here for all the wrestling. We will be back tomorrow, NXT. Wednesday, we got Blood and Guts. AEW Dynamite. It's going to be a fun one. Thursday, Wrestling Court returns. We're working on some stuff behind the scenes. Friday stacked here on the channel, by the way. We don't know what we're watching. We got SmackDown. We got House of Glory. We got Rampage. We got Death Before Dishonor. We got so much going on Friday. Saturday, Collision. Sunday, we're here twice. We're going to be here early in the morning. You wake up and tune into the Wrestling for Life Network. We are doing our Progress Wrestling debut watch along. We're looking forward to that one. They asked us to do it, so we obliged. And then we will be back Sunday night for Bloodsport. And then the week after that is SummerSlam. So the shit don't stop here on the channel. As we are back from commercial break, I got Sami Zayn. Get in that chat. And again, be a friend, tell a friend. I want to see 100 people in this chat as we keep teasing with it. To be fair, you can't say it ruined it to the match itself. Again, I don't think it ruined it because, again, if you watch that segment, if that segment still had a whole lot of energy, I'm still excited to watch that match. I'm still excited for the scenario, and they all hate each other. Seth, will Seth end up helping one over the other? Can Seth be impartial? Will this be kind of a heel turn for Seth? We don't know what this holds. Uh-oh. Something's happening. Sammy's doing an interview, but we got ruckus. Okay, yeah, I hope so. I hope so, Damien. I want this matches. We got a brawl. Oh, the Judgment Day got a hold of Jay. And Sammy helping out. All right, we got a brawl in the back. Everybody fighting with everybody, folks. It's been crazy. Let's go. Thank you for the update, MTB. Love it, love it, love it. As of right now, I guess they still are Alpha Academy. No one has said otherwise. And again, the idea that this ruins anything back to the CM Punk stuff, I mean, it's unfair because we don't know how. Like, are you all of a sudden like, oh, I don't care? Like, you don't care about the fight? You don't care about the rivalry between these two men? I don't think it is that bad of a decision. It might not have been mine, like I said, but at the end of the day, do you really feel like, oh, it's all ruined? I think that's ridiculous. Blake Christian, Max Caster, and Dominic rocking the lip sweater. There you go. A heel move. That mustache is a heel move. As here comes the final testament, folks. Rollins is going to screw Punk. Shouldn't shock anyone. I'm leaning that way with you too, John. I got that feeling, and then maybe that's a way for Drew to kind of float away for a hot minute and go get that title that Nick's been waiting for him to win, which isn't a bad show. Final Testament for the win. Yeah, I'm going to vote Final Testament, but I'm worried. Babyface Karrion Kross coming out here. Holy shit. Somebody has to lose. McIntyre has lost 3 in a row. Yeah, I mean, again, that's a good point. And a good way to get there, even, is the fact that Punk could take this loss, and the fact that Seth is somehow involved with Punk losing, I think that's highly possible. Poor Adam Pearce having a night as always. Seeing them in hanging out together, you can imagine a tag team with Otis and Braun. Fair enough, yeah. I'm late as shit. Well, better late than never odds. Welcome. Lots still happening, folks, as we're rolling through, and we're about to get the start. Xavier Woods kicking off against Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross now looks like the bad guy from Cobra Kai. Like that kind of vibe to him. As Karrion tags out. The Final Testament for the win. Will the Progress show on Sunday be on Triller? No, you can only get it on Progress Plus, Kyle. So we will put out some further details on that. But yeah, Progress Plus is the only place you can find it, unless there's some other means which we cannot advocate for. But if you can't find it, we will keep you posted on everything that goes on all day. Ronnie gave you a like. We appreciate it, sir. Final Testament for the win. Drew over Punk because of Seth. I completely agree with that. Pretty confident that's how that works out. Because of the chaos on Raw, Adam Pearce is having a horrible Raw Olympic. I don't know how it ties into the Olympic Games, Christian. But yeah, Pearce might need some backup, need some assistance. His show has gone to shit. Everybody's beating up everybody. Ken, I don't fully understand the Paul side of things. I don't. He doesn't even really cut promos anymore, so it's a little interesting, right? What is Paul's participation? As Xavier tying up the arm of Rezar, and in comes Tozawa. I wish to nominate Ospreay versus MJF from AEW 250. Yeah, Curtis, I completely agree with you, man. We're going to have a really, really good year if that match doesn't make the nominees. If there's 4 more matches that are better than that match by the end of the year, we had a really good year. But there's still a lot of time left in the calendar. Definitely up there. Might be sitting in that number 1 spot right now. Tozawa on fire, rips open the shirt. Pat McAfee gives us a brother, and we go to another commercial break. Curtis, is this number 7? Holy hell. Apparently, AOP didn't want to sign to WWE until Paul was there with them. All right, fair enough. I had not heard that story, but I mean, maybe they just feel comfortable Paul being, a mentor to them in some way, shape, or form. I have no idea. John Kreese or Terry Silver. He's more, he gives me more Terry vibes. No, sorry, Kreese vibes. Nope, Terry Silver. I had to think about it. Kreese is the one with the curly hair, so my bad. Yeah, it definitely gives me Silver vibes. Ava needs to give Pierce one of the no shit, right? Poor Adam Pierce. Sweep the leg all day long. Kurt Angle should reopen the show Olympic representative. Okay. The reason the Olympics talk is because the games are Friday. Yeah, I get it. I got you, bro. I got you. Tozawa hulking up. Yeah, right. Let's go. Dynamite has been better than SmackDown lately, in my opinion. Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. Again, I didn't give SmackDown this Friday a high rating. And I thought Dynamite could have, if they could have carried the momentum from that first hour, it would have been a much better show, but very neck and neck, Damian. It's not, I would agree with you that it's not a runaway the way it's been, for quite a while. Break number 7. Yes, thank you. I got my Cobra Kai villains mixed up. What's up, Kira? How you doing, folks? As we roll through another commercial break, get in that chat. What you thinking about? What's on your wrestling mind? And what are you looking forward to this week? Don't forget, we are heading towards SummerSlam. We are heading towards All In and All Out. Oh, my God, the wrestling doesn't stop. We got so much coming your way. And we still have to talk about the fact that Josh Alexander turns heel on Joe Hendry. Do you think anyone's going to get thrown off the Blood and Guts cage? Darby. Darby's a good candidate. It's highly possible, Damian. I mean, again, anything's possible with this company. We saw a couple more injuries over the weekend from AEW. If they're going to do an off the cage spot, I just hope they're smart about it. Who I'm trying to think of anyone else in the match that might be willing to take that spot. But my money, if anybody's going to do it, Mark Briscoe or Darby. Thoughts on Nick Nemeth being champ? Great for TNA. Great for Nick. Nick's collecting belts out there right now. And I think it was good. And then, again, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, Smile Mark, the idea that you had, WWE dropped the ball with Dolph Ziggler. No, he had run his course. But this is a really good way to extend his career, keep his name value. It's good for TNA because, again, he's a name that people recognize. And we expected him to kind of get a title shot sooner than later. Still shocked the way it played out, but it was a good way to get there. And at the end of the day, Dolph Ziggler is going to be a good champion. And you can put Dolph in the ring with a broomstick. He's going to have a good match. So TNA's got some good title matches coming up. As we get back to the action, and they are all over Tozawa. Terry Silver is way worse. He framed John Kreese. There we go. Now we're getting into the whole. There we go. Getting deep on it. Darby, 100%. Yeah, right. Tozawa needs some pythons. Tozawa needs a sandwich. The Hendry and Alexander feud is about to feed families. I love it. Love it, Anthony. Again, Josh turning heel. And again, to garner the heat that he got. That shows you how over Joe is. And giving Joe, I saw some people who were like, oh, Joe didn't win. They've ruined him, which is insane. This is another extremely good feud. And Joe comes out of this feud looking even better. And I imagine he will be kind of the victor by the end of the storyline. And then that's your championship rub. The heart and soul. If you can get over a Josh Alexander on the way to the belt, Nobody's going to question you as champion.
I didn't know where to come back in off of that, so I guess I'll just come back in on, it's a good old rub and tug.
Right. Yeah, speaking of champions of rub and tug.
I already wasn't sold on mine, and you just doubled down of speaking of champions of rub and tugs. Thanks.
Otis is on fire.
He's out here looking like he's auditioning for Hank and Tank. Like, I need them as a fucking trios. That's heavy machinery right there.
Are you guys hearing this shit? The crowd is going banana sandwich right now. Otis is over as shit.
Can this motherfucker here? Is this
That's the thing.
Deaf?
I do still feel like they made a bit of a mistake not following this Otis Gable.
Bro, Maxine out here with the fucking Pam Anderson shit of get naked. Come on, baby, make it
hot. Who's first to challenge Nick? We'll see if Moose wants a run back because Moose didn't get beat. Moose didn't get beat by Nick.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about that on a commercial.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Right. Tozawa diving off the top as well. Kip up from Woods. Who's the legal man?
I don't know. But Woods
now,
is giving
the better question is
the ref. Woods going to get DQ'd.
Oh,
big kick. He fixed it.
Oh, what are we going around?
Nice.
Damn near hit an F5 for a
that's an
count.
underrated finisher. It's Karrion's new finisher. That like
F5. You're saying an F5 is an underrated finisher?
He tucks it. It's not the same as an F5.
It's an F4 instead of an F5.
But it's underrated. It looks so good when he actually hits it off the shoulder like that. It's wicked.
He actually needs to hit it in matches. That's also a thing. As granted, Christ, I'm blanking on the goddamn name. Karrion Kross' wife.
Karrion Kross. Scarlett.
Yes, I don't know why I blanked on her name, but she's out there looking like Catwoman. She's got the little like fucking claws and shit.
Mm-hmm. I think we have seen the off the top cage spot in Blood and Guts way too much. Now I would like to see Darby do the coffin drop off the top. Oh, come on.
Can we establish that the Blood and Guts match on Wednesday has officially jumped the shark of now you're building a match for the stipulation instead of the stipulation fits the match?
I have no idea why they're doing this match at this time with this group. Like the Team AEW. Oh, wait.
Who?
Oh. So the official Alpha Academy, as I guess Team Otis doesn't have a name anymore. Look, the sharp dressed men.
They're all coming out in suits and everything.
So they're not dropping this, but they're still harassing him with the Wyatts.
Oh, we go to commercial. Why would you go to commercial then?
To be continued, my guy.
So they're just going to sit there and not cut a promo for fucking 3 minutes?
Yeah, it sucks bad for the live crowd. It really does at these moments. But hey, for us at home, it gives us a chance to talk about Joe Hendry.
Right. Well, so here, as we're in commercial break, God knows how many at this point.
9.
At minimum 8. So you wanted to talk about the main event of Slammiversary?
Yes.
Continue.
That's it. Well, how did you feel about it?
that was
it. Moose gets put out by Joe Hendry early, second guy to go out. Then Josh turns on Joe, which even had the Canadians fans pissed, chanting, "This is bullshit." So then Nick comes out, steals it, almost loses it to Kazarian, but pulls it off. How did you feel about Dolph grabbing that belt?
We knew that was almost going to happen for the longest time. We thought even when he first showed up, he was going to be a TNA World Champion. The Josh turn, to me, as much as it's a surprise, it's almost expected because we thought, or at least I thought, that this was ready-made, built, handed to Joe Hendry, and then we were going to get, TNA featured prominently of your TNA champion versus your NXT champion of we're just going to bridge that path here pretty quick here. I like the Josh heel turn because that's very much of, if you think about it, it would make sense of, wait, no, I've been the one that's been overlooked in all of this. Like, I am the walking weapon. I have been the one that's been the
heart and soul
staple of this shit. I am the one that was here when this was still, TNA shit versus what it is now. So fuck your Moose, fuck your Ziggler, fuck your Hendry. I've been the one that's been the lifeblood of this. So that to me makes sense. And there's no better person to turn heel on than your ultimate baby of Joe Hendry.
Yeah, but and it's a very valid, like, this guy, you come in and sing songs and all of a sudden everyone forgets to be like,
you get all the spotlights, you get all the attention, you're the favorite to win this match. Fuck you.
What I did like was some people did put the connection between Josh and Ethan Page and a potential
the North.
Yeah, the North is a thing, and they're both working together in a sort of way. Now, the other theory I did have, Nick, was, does this make this easier to set up a Moose Oba match when you don't have title for, main event title against mid card title? Now you can just do the match. Former champion.
This sets up a lot of really. It opens, if you're going to look at it that way, it opens a lot of pathways. Like, I hadn't even thought about the whole North thing. That's a whole big angle that they could do, which if you're going to do anything like that, you have to do a co-pay-per-view. You can't do this on weekly TV. You have to have your own version of a Forbidden Door.
Yeah, and I think one of the ones that called it out on the weekend when I couldn't remember, but they did go and trademark Super Brawl, which seems perfect.
Well, no, they had done that like the week before or whatever.
That seems perfect. Like, the Super Brawl, do it like retro 80s style graphics. Like,
it's a WCW name.
Yeah, but TNA versus NXT. I'm in, man. I think there's a lot of intriguing shit. You had the Rascals still. Wesley gets the win over the Quarter Pound Crew.
Well, I know I did pop in the chat and everything when you guys were here for Slammiversary and everything, and wanted to get Anthony's take on how we basically got a TNA match or a NXT match on TNA.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool, and I like the way they were able to piece it together. Right, like, well, two of us are here, Wes is here, so I thought it was great. And again, to me, it shows this relationship being a lot more equal.
Well, Moose has already come out and said that, and Wes is, I guess, staying around for the tapings. But speaking of things that aren't equal, we've got Gable with the Creed brothers taking on Otis and the Funky Bunch. This literally looks like Gable interrupted a jazzercise class to just inform them that we're going to buy the gym that you guys are working out at. This is dodgeball.
Right.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Right. I know it sounds awful. Yeah. So is that a true? I haven't heard this rumor, but Team Jericho versus Team Samoa Joe when Samoa Joe comes back in a Stampede match. Oh,
just no. I can't take it anymore.
You're gonna open Wednesday with a blood and guts match, right? And then you're gonna
if you open that show with that match, you're fucked in the head.
I think they're gonna do it, and
then
they're gonna follow it up
in the head. You're fucked in the head because how do you follow that up?
They're gonna follow it with Jericho Suzuki.
TVs are going to be broken. You won't have ratings because TVs and monitors and everything will get broken.
Right. Absolutely. Otis group reminds me of Kablam.
Blamma, 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 blamma.
I think kind of Boston. I'm not sure. Like, I was critical of the idea that this was done, like that they kind of just drifted from it. Like, he's trying to make one big giant Alpha Academy, but that's not going to work.
Well, do you still get that? Like, how much does the Wyatt situation play into this? Right. Of everything? That's still the interesting thing. Like, we talked about this earlier of the announcement initially, the initial reveal of the Creeds pairing with Gable was swallowed whole by Wyatt Six. So how does the rest of this story play out here?
Juicy and dangerous. That's my middle name. My nickel name. Jesus Christ.
I got it. Well, and how do you feel about people saying, why is there no Ivy now?
That's a good question. No.
Wow.
They're not going to open with blood and guts. I don't know, man. I don't trust it.
They opened with a fucking 59-minute and 58-second match between MJF and Ospreay, or what people are arguing the greatest match in Dynamite history. I put nothing past them.
Yeah. The Brit Sheeta booking makes absolutely no sense. It bothers me, actually. Why would you not put Brit in there with a bona fide heel, like somebody legit heel, not Sheeta? Oh, there you go. So I got a feeling we're about to get some Wyatt, folks.
Yeah, we had the little tease with Nikki and everything before. Which, how did you feel about that? It was a lot of static, a lot of sizzle, not so much steak.
What? Oh,
did you not? Oh,
this is over.
Otis has got his hands on Gable. As Julius and Brutus just take out Otis here. Yeah, no, we had the Nikki Kross.
She is heel now.
Says who?
I didn't notice.
Neither did anyone booking it. But no, we had the video package of Nikki Kross to where it was more, flickers and growls than it was, statements or anything.
So now the Creeds are just taking out Otis. I guess this is what you do: is you put Otis on the shelf, and it buys you time. Then when Otis returns, it's
But so then,
I see what you're doing. Wait a minute.
Out, but it's still why Gable? Why this? Why now?
What do you mean?
Have you not learned after so many weeks? Run! If the lights flicker around me. If I get spooked once, shame on me. Yeah. If you spook me twice, I'm gone.
As we get UF'd up, Chance.
As we just got fireflies and silence.
Let's go.
We've got Schmick. We've got Schmick.
Oh, yeah. Well, clearly they're going to come up from behind you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We're going to cut. We're showing the angle from the front. So clearly we're going to come from behind.
It's going to be a crazy visual when it happens, though. I'm in.
But it's going to be who, and even then, do they start from the front? Because we're showing the bright blue. So we're showing them all come out, and we've got Nikki, Dexter, Gacy, and Rowan. So we've got this is where Howdy shows up behind.
Yeah, no Bo. Where's Bo? Where's Bo, folks? Yeah,
that's still 100%. If you're at a haunted attraction,
let's go! I like it.
It's so the sister Abigail and the kiss, and I was about to say it's so much great of especially seeing him without the hat and everything and all the pomp and circumstance. If you just see the mask with the dreads tied in,
what a pop. What
strike a fucking chord, my guy.
Oh God, Gable, that was wicked, and he did it in the Uncle Howdy mask. The revised, the new Uncle Howdy mask, but man, that was cool. I'm in.
Well, I said this before, and I said this talking about like last week and everything like that, to where you had Bo out there just getting beat from fucking pillar to post, and he's just laughing and everything.
Yeah.
And it was all on the Joker, and that's where this goes to, I guess, that kind of special effects avenue of this. It's still just, to me, it's the Joker he's got his believers, he's got his followers, and everything like that. And the man's unhinged, and he's taking everybody the fuck out here. Oh, you got distracted by, this person, that person come out. And like I said, especially there, he's not in the fucking Abe Lincoln hat. He's not in a whole, fucking ring, carnival barker, fucking circus fucking master, whatever the fuck term is, of, outfit and everything like that. Of he's just out there. He's Bo Dallas. He hits the Sister Abigail. He's got the howdy mask with the dreads and everything. Gives a little kiss. Like, it felt very Bray. It went back to that vibe.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, again, and it's one of those things of, with any good movie, you know what's going to happen. We all knew, someone's going to come up from behind, but it's how you do it. And that's, to me, we all knew Bo was going to be there. They clipped away. They showed the rest of the family. They clipped back. Okay, no, still not there. Still not. Oh, camera. Oh, there he is. There he is. And what blew me away was the absolute pop from the crowd. It went over huge. And again, it's good. Now I don't know what you're setting up. I don't know how this all plays out, but 6-man tag, and maybe Otis is on the back burner for a little bit here.
Are you towards the anniversary-ish? I know we had the anniversary of when the Fiend was the first, his first in-ring appearance where he takes out Finn Balor and everything like that. Are we, especially around SummerSlam? I know that's when Roman showed up and took the title off of Fiend or the Bray after, the whole match between him and Braun. But are we around that time to where it's a little reminiscent of, we got the Fiend entrance to where he shows up, and the first time we saw him come out with the lantern and everything like that? Are we at that point to where we actually get a Bo or an Uncle Howdy reveal?
Like an uncle, but
like an in-ring, like a one-on-one of like him versus Gable. Are we to that point?
I think that's like that. And what I do like about this is the focus isn't on exactly the faction coming out and taking out somebody. It's literally Bo did the dirty work. Like Bo's the guy that slid into the ring and hit the Sister Abigail. So we're getting to that point where Bo is going to be the guy and painted like that. And I think they continue to build through him as we're getting a replay. Gable's the guy, but I think this hurts his new faction. I don't think so. A good heel faction, they'll be fine. Their job is to make it work. He's not hurt.
Well, they are. This is a big hill to overcome, though. If you're just starting this heel faction and you start them having to go against the Wyatt Six, but
no one's going to fault them for not being successful against the Wyatt Six. And as heels, they can just easily
no one like us, no one sensible is going to fault them.
Yeah,
Twitter is going to just pick the fucking carcass here.
Fuck that toxic cesspool of opinion.
Yeah.
As Sister Abigail drilled, and I like the look. We're still glitching. Oh, here comes Big Bronson Reed now.
I constantly just want to listen to like Slipknot after I see that. Oh, dude, what?
Craig saying it was a waste of time. That's disappointing. What will Howdy rescue in costume or Bo Dallas? I don't know. I think there's going to be an opportunity to do both.
That's the thing, is that's what's really interesting with this. Of it you don't know how it's going to go, but it's fucking intriguing as shit. They've managed to, like I said, I think I might have even just said it when you were on a pause of, they've managed to dance around this. It's just a tribute service versus this feels new, this feels unique, this feels interesting on its own.
Again, I think they've done it perfectly in the sense of everything they're telling of the story makes sense. And it's not just, it's taking, it's Bo's time to tell his story. And we've seen them let Roman tell his story and have a bit more of that where, why are we doing this? What is it about? And I think they've done well because that gives it this uniqueness of this spawned from somebody, from all the pain that people felt when Bray passed away. That's where these, this Wyatt Six was born.
Yeah, that there is a skeletal structure, a DNA strand that this pulled from and was born of and everything. And it's, we as a wrestling fan base, or at least especially WWE, it's not really publicly outside of a documentary like on screen acknowledged this whole situation and what was going there and everything. So this is something special. This is cooking with peanut oil here a little bit.
I like it a lot. And I mean, I thought that moment was perfect. You know, and again, right now, because the fans are way behind it, they're getting that bit of a baby face rub. I think that will easily be transitioned if they want it to. And we'll see what we get at SummerSlam with these guys. But again, I asked them to up the intensity. And over the last couple of weeks, they have definitely upped the intensity for the Wyatt Six and what they're doing.
I think especially if we actually get a match involving the Wyatt Six at SummerSlam, strap the fuck on and strap.
Oh, wait a minute. Sheamus taking out Pete
Dunne. Takes out Pete Dunne.
Before the start of the match.
Before the start of Pete Dunne and Bronson Reed, Sheamus shows up and just cleans the clock out of Pete Dunne. We're out here in fucking Howdy Land, and then, you know, Pete Dunne just gets his fucking clock cleaned.
Right. So your secondary mid-card storyline still rolling.
I like, though, that there's divisions, there's storylines, there's angles, there's a whole microcosm, there's a whole universe within each division to an extent.
Yeah.
Gee, and not wasting anything of Sheamus literally doing the 10 beats of the Bowery onto Pete Dunne here. So I guess, you know, fuck the fucking Downton Abbey shit.
That is one milky man. They did not do the best of job explaining how Pete Dunne just happened to end up on Raw. By the way,
I didn't know he wasn't supposed to be here.
He was in a tag team on SmackDown, and then his partner got hurt.
Oh,
exactly.
Exactly. I did not know that. I did not pay attention to him. We just get complete no contest.
Yep. Just this rivalry between Pete and Sheamus continues. Kind of like
starts. I feel like this starts right now at this point. Of we thought we were interested of does Pete Dunne team up with Sheamus because you know Tyler Bates out here, and now that's clearly gone away.
As we are back with the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley's not happy. You don't always have to tell the truth, you know.
So I've gone unspoken to Pierce.
Sami Zayn, Jey Uso versus JD, main event.
But see, that's the thing is I think Gunther wins the title and you set up Priest versus Finn because Finn's very much becoming much more a prominent figure in this fashion. And they keep teasing, as you can even see it right there, of there's the Demon Cooler that's been hanging around for a hot minute and just recently appeared. We're going to the ring.
We're going to the ring.
Live sex celebration coming up next between Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio.
Dom, run!
Death by Stu.
Sheamus is starting to get back in shape. Yeah, there you go. Good for Sheamus. Why is he attacking his old friend? Yeah, there was some just beef. I think they tried to be friends again. It didn't quite work. So.
It was Beef Wellington. If only they had a Duke Hudson.
Butch turned heel on him last week. Facts. New Catch Republic was drafted to Raw, but Tyler is hurt. Were they drafted to Raw? Are you sure?
You're acting like you're the fucking outmost authority on this draft.
I have no idea. I just assumed it was SmackDown. I could have been wrong. Dun, dun, dun. We are back in a commercial break, folks. 2-1, no contest.
Well, he had a tie in there somehow.
Yeah,
because have a tie.
No contest.
Oh yeah, no contest. Shit.
Boston Jordan Grace should go after Roxanne Perez. Been there, done that. And the problem with that idea, guys, is as good as Jordan is, A, they got to build up stuff for her in her own company, but B, Roxanne has a pretty heavy schedule coming up if you look at potential challengers in Julia and Stephanie, in-house talent like
let's keep it a buck. Of how long do you think before WWE starts, maybe not exactly fully outright purchases the company, but starts gobbling up some talent. Of Jordan Grace happens to sign. Joe Hendry happens to sign.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that those talents are featured heavily on WWE programming.
Oh, you're not wrong about that at all. And I think there will be an opportunity. And I think the difference now is it's less of a poaching more than an exchange. There's going to be talent that the WWE isn't using that are going to get to
Anthem on the shoulder before you shoot the fucking rhino instead of just showing up late at night and spotlighting and shooting the rhino. I'm going to tell you I'm going to take this shit before I take it. Is that where you go with we're not going to poach it? Of like, to me, it's one of those. I think we've got a partnership, but hey, do you mind if I take your top woman talent and your top male talent?
I think Anthem's very aware of the situation they're in with the WWE and what their wrestlers are trying to, in a lot of cases, trying to progress to that level. But that's where the exchange comes in. Of you almost have that feeder system, like, okay, here's some people that you want. Here are a couple people we're not using anymore. Again, it's not going to be a Grace for a Flair, but it's going to be, a Natty goes over, a Grace comes the other way.
I don't even think it'll be that. It'll be a Tatum for a Grace. It'll be a Wendy choo.
Yeah, they're not letting those ladies go. They're still developing those. Those aren't going anywhere.
Oh no, those are compensatory picks. That's draft capital. Right. That's with a player to be named later.
I can't stand the cow vest. That's part of why we hate him. Finn Balor.
I mean, it works. It works on Fallon. It just sucks on Dom.
That's interesting. I didn't catch that. Finn Balor versus Gunther next week.
Oh, what? Just gonna drop that just little gem there just for no reason.
Right. Cora Jade should go after the NXT Championship. Well, she needs to come back, and I haven't been sold on her. She's got some work to do. Though she will be pretty much a completely different woman when she gets back in there.
Actually, with Cora Jade, she'll be more plastic than person. But yeah, with him taking on Gunther the week before, then you ended it with Damian Priest getting involved and throwing the handbags. That's what potentially caused the kerfuffles. You caused the distraction. I think Finn Balor cost Damian Priest, by the way, at SummerSlam. I think that's part of how he loses.
Part of me, I'm wondering if it's that, like Damian loses because of Finn and that leads to a rivalry, or is it Finn and Damian for the belt at something like Bad Blood? I'm not. I haven't.
You got to get through Bash. You got to get through Bash.
You got to.
That's a hard pill. That's a hard German pill to swallow.
As we're back with Sheamus talking to Jackie, I still think Finn is pulling the strings behind it. Finn's up to no good.
Who's more the puppet master? If you can do this as a poll, I actually want to know the results of who's more the puppet master, Finn Balor or Dwayne The Rock Johnson with the bloodline? Who's more pulling the strings behind the scenes?
All right, I'll throw that out there.
Well, we even right there, and we've talked about it a little bit of Finn might be the one, playing, ho, 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 distraction. And we do, or at least you think that Dwayne's the new trouble. As Rhea's coming out, just shoving Dom to the ring.
Yep. As expected. The more Rhea treats him like shit, the more Dom's going to want Liv.
Welcome to Couples Therapy, live in 8K.
The Rock, here we go. I'm going to wait. I'm waiting for the whiners out there start complaining. This is only supporting men who are abused by their spouses. Shut up.
Not everything in wrestling is that deep, motherfuckers. Like, do you watch a TV show and be like, oh my God?
Right. Drew and Punk's best in going, 100%, and agree with that.
Oh.
You want him? Come get him.
Get him. Oh, she's literally out here of like fucking a piece of fucking bag of meat. But you can't have her jump from behind. You can't do that after we just saw this. That's too repetitive. They're gonna do it. They're clearly gonna do it because they're showing so much towards them.
No.
Well, she's up in the. Hey, she was technically behind, so I get half credit.
She's keeping her distance, my guy. She going nowhere near.
As you should.
Yeah, she going nowhere near that woman and getting her limbs ripped off and beaten with them.
Right, as she's wearing a Daddy Dom shirt and looking straight out of like,
My dreams.
I Want It That Way from the 1990s.
This is going to turn into Jerry Springer. I'm good with it. I don't remember this episode of Love Boat. That's amazing.
JD instead of Jerry. JD.
Right. So Dom's a trophy bitch at this point.
The thing, we thought it was bald head and beard the whole time. Apparently, it was just mustache and mullet.
Yeah, 100%.
We heard B's when they were saying M's.
Dom is going to be neutered. No, but they're going to put his. Here you go. Live selling them hard. Don't you want a better life? Isn't the grass greener over here, Dom?
And that's the thing, though, is because you still even have, they're not side by side. They're one behind the other. So you can have Dom react and then you have Ria react. And they don't know fully what they're reacting.
Sorry. What?
They go,
Oh, Dom holds back Ria.
Beef?
Dom grabs her. Oh my God, she's gonna beat up.
Stop resisting.
Stop. Ria is gonna kill this man. They're chanting yeet.
If Jamie Russo's music hits right now, the crowd's coming unglued.
Ooh, Liv digging in.
Daddy don't know. This is Russo booking done well. It's insane to think that this is a little bit of, this is what he thought he could do versus what they actually do. I love you.
They got split screen. I love this shit.
What the fuck? I don't know those 3 little words. I hate you, Liv. That's 4. That's 4. You can't count at 4.
I don't like you. Dom on a pole match. Wait, Russo is retired.
They not like us. They not like.
Is it retired? Never mind. Dom get into a shark cage. Yeah, that's Dom in a cage match.
Oh, but and live with the fakest of cries of I don't want you. This is selling it. This is we're in cahoots here because she's out there. Even when Ria showed up, she was behind the curtain of ha ha ha. I'm waiting. She's gonna do to where she's pretending to cry and she's gonna turn around and smile.
Go. Someone needs to console this lady. I'll be right back.
Fair enough. Oh, you went and then you came back in a second. What the fuck? They're licking each other.
Oh, that's what you get. All right, Dom winning tonight. Oh, look, they're tricking her.
Oh, yeah.
Going from the outhouse to the penthouse. That was a good segment. It was great.
Oh, even the little face there. Yeah, as he's got which, by the way, everyone has already made their profile picture. Fucking Ria licking Dom's face.
Oh, 100%.
Done unnecessary things to that.
Daddy Dom is an awesome.
Michael, this is got to be all flustered.
She licked him. Dom gains back Ria's trust, according to Pat. Think about it, folks. 100% bash. Don't believe any of this shit.
Yeah, this is just fiddles. Gunther Priest live, special guest appearance by Rhea Ripley. Next Friday at noon in Cleveland, Ohio. Tickets on sale Wednesday. I saw some people that are like, it sounded like Priest was going to sit there and show up and do stand-up of, let me tell you about that Gunther.
Liv and Dom in a three-way book it. Liv, Ria, Dom. Yeah, I don't think Dom's going to be in the match, but he's going to be pivotal
Whip
to it.
chain, handcuffs, smacking a little booty all whip my belt. Scream help.
Even saying this is lame. I don't like this stuff. The women and the naughty. I can't handle it. Shit.
There you see her sitting there across the way.
Yes, 100% with you on that. The reaction is going to be amazing when Dom helps Liv. Oh, it's going to be huge. Huge.
I still think we're getting halfway teases with that and everything. I still think we're going to get like a fucking digital exclusive of just it's Liv laughing at after that. Like that seemed very interesting to me of Liv was this face, but never actually really cry. Never, oh, why would you say that?
Exactly. Well, did you hear this about Pat being getting shit for his DLC pack sucking? Then he had to...
Why? What? I was waiting for it. I want to play it.
I don't know. I heard
Connor. And Pat McAfee, trust me, if there's somebody out there that needs the fucking Pat McAfee back, well, I was gonna say, did you see, I guess, the fucking movement going on the Twitterverse for all of 24 hours of push Zelina as now she's coming out here looking like the mummy with a chocolate.
Zelina gonna get interviewed about her sore arm. Finn will run Judgment Day. Absolutely agree with that.
To be a little trio.
Okay.
Is it weird because you can hear them cutting to like the arena mics? You can hear like
no, I think it's kind of like that, like that live kind of like she is talking to everybody, right? Like
they've managed to make the audio work that it doesn't have that weird like feedback noise or whatever to where it feels like a live, like Joe Rogan of, how does it feel after you just knocked out so-and-so, what have you?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can get the big over, like the audience feel,
right,
but it doesn't have that weird feedback like that, echo chamber vibe.
Zelina taking on Zoe, even though Zelina's injured and we assumed she was going to be injured, she said she's still going to fight. So I guess she's going to have no arms by the end.
Yeah.
Why is Zelina cringe? I don't mind Zelina. Do you think she's cringe?
I don't think so. I think her fandom is cringe. I'll say that.
Her fandom is cringe?
I think her fandom, that it has to be like, she has to be pushed the most. No, she doesn't. Like, she's talented. She's okay. She's fine where she is. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Just call me Paul McCartney.
Yeah, but I feel like this very similar to a lot of like
they saw the reaction to when she showed up in Puerto Rico and just thought that was her reaction all the way around the world. And it ain't that, brother.
Right. Who could you see taking the pin for either team in the Blood and Guts match? Ooh, most likely to get pinned, Mark Briscoe. Probably be Max Caster.
But yeah, the Acclaim is probably one. So it's the Acclaim, Darby,
the Elite can't
Swerve, and Briscoe. So yeah, it's probably one of the Acclaim.
Yeah, like on the off chance, maybe Swerve pins somebody, but
it depends on who gets the pin. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they really wanted to have a big moment out of that, of Hangman gets the pin on Swerve.
It could be, because the Elite cannot lose. The way they've built this shit up, it's just like the Anarchy in the Arena. If the Elite lose, the story dies. You have nowhere to go with it. The only way, whether we like it or not, to keep the story viable is if they keep winning, keep cheating, keep fucking with people.
Though that this corpse is dead. Like this is a fucking bloated shit floating down the Mississauga out here. We're just poking this shit with a stick. See if it fucking turns over.
You're telling me the people that booked Jericho and Suzuki on a Wednesday night are going to see the the other way around.
I'm not saying what they see. I'm saying what everybody else sees.
Mm-hmm. Now, again, like, I mean, they can't, like, listen, again, I don't necessarily love what they're doing with them, but they're trying to do something with them. They have to be, you have to do this right. And they haven't done a lot of it right. It's been very all over the place and there are a lot of holes in the story and a lot of missed opportunities. But if they lose to a makeshift AEW team of it's not even like the best outside of Swerve, it's not a lot of the main event.
If you were to treat this as we're in commercial break, I'll ask this, especially because you're here every Wednesday. You know, I'll pop in for a special appearance, whatever you. But if you were to pick a team AEW right now that has to go against the Elite, like if you're treating this as this is supposed to be, this is the invasion angle type shit of we're fighting for control of the company, which is what they're supposed to be fucking selling this on.
Yeah,
but they're not. But so who would be your, instead of just we've got to have a tag team and we've got to have a mid-card guy and we've got to have this guy, who would be your top 5 for team AEW?
Again, I think you take the top out of your group, right? You got, there's a valid case, and you've already kind of used it, but you have a valid case for MJF. He's busy in something else. Fine. All right. Danielson's got to be the absolute 100% purest of Tony guys. You got Moxley in there, that again, heart and soul guy of the company. I don't mind Darby being in this. I don't mind Swerve being in this as 2 of your top guys. I'd rather your world champion wasn't involved in bullshit that didn't matter, though.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, would you consider pulling in like an Osprey? No, you can't have everybody in there. So it's tough because it gets thin.
You at least have to have the BCC. I think you do Moxley, Danielson, Claudio. That's
Claudio.
That's already your first 3. Darby 4, and then if you had to do, 1. Fuck again, and I am agreeing with you of you don't do Swerve, you don't throw your world champion into that because it diminishes that. You could have that you should have that be its own separate feud and have something going with that versus he's got to be involved in this.
Sorry, they're wishing HBK happy birthday.
They finally caught a picture of him to where his eyes both went the same way at once. But no, happy birthday, HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, all of that. But yeah, your last member for Team AW. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Then I would do a wild card. You do something like a Briscoe.
Mark. Yeah,
right.
Because he's so loved. And again, my only issue with Briscoe,
he's loved and he'll do your crazy spots.
Yeah. I just wish he was more heavily involved in like the IC title or the TNT title. And then you go, okay, this makes sense because he's in that.
He has a world title match defending the Ring of Honor title later that week, and you don't give a fuck about it because he's in death before he's in fucking Blood and Guts.
Now, could Roddy somehow play a part in this? I hope not.
Everybody
does the run-ins.
I stepped away from even including an MJF and an Osprey just because I feel like you can't do one without the other. So, like, if anything, you were to have them both be on the same team. But yeah, no, I like Briscoe there as a wild card. But this is weird.
Yeah, I'm pulling the Acclaimed haven't been utilized. That is the tag team divisions had issues. Again, I just feel like this Blood and Guts is rushed, and then. Like I said, we're heading towards all in, all out, and then 3 weeks later, Grand Slam. Like Tony's got to, do a better job at looking at a calendar before making some decisions.
Yeah, preach.
Why don't you wish him happy birthday, Anthony? Oh wait, you can't.
You can just hashtag Shawn Michaels instead of at Shawn.
Right.
As we are in the way with Zoe Starks versus Zelina Vega. So, folks, let us know who you're taking. Of just cheeks.
Mm-hmm. Why is Zelina wrestling with a bad arm? Because she badass.
Sure, you have that.
It's best. We should start adding this to our fucking motto. Waited so long to slip that in there.
I know Boston, you sent me the fucking clip and everything from Friday. And I still just love my like stupid ass face. I'm just like, nailed it. I completely fucked it up, but nailed it.
Nailed it. Landed right on target. It was fucking hilarious.
Right. Just blissful ignorance incarnate.
Yeah, no, they're just gonna break her other arm, guys.
No, they're gonna fuck this all the way up here. Like
So
they're gonna just work this. Like, think about it. Zoe's one of her fucking signature moves is a goddamn armbar.
Yeah, and again, I just think you had Sonya come out earlier. They look like badasses. Now they beat up another babyface. This is how you do it. Every week they show up and pick on people until somebody says enough is enough and they have a more of a viable story. This is a great start for these women.
But it is also interesting of it was trending today of the whole push Selena. So all right, we'll push her. She's got a broken wing here. So have fun with that as we pick her apart. But yeah.
Right. That's funny. Tonight's Raw has had more breaks than Shohei Ohtani's baseball bats after hitting home runs, just cracking them. A lot of fucking breaks tonight. I think, what are we at, 9?
At least around about that. Well, and I mean, Ohtani is out there betting on games. Is he betting on swings too as well?
Right. Fuck. USA Network's like, we're getting every penny we can out of this shit before you go.
Right. Oh!
Wonder if Damage Control shows up in this match. That's a good bet, Dale. I'm very curious to see if that would be the case.
I don't think so. They're SmackDown, and a lot of what you would say is not what you would expect to be a commercial cutaway.
See, you did what I did. I think Damage Control's on Raw now.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Yeah. And they
are because of EO, Kyrie, Dakota. Okay, yeah, I did the same because Bailey, I figured they carried it over. But yeah, no. Anyways, so far with Raw tonight, it's been a lot of cut to commercials that you don't expect are the cut to commercials. It's like mid moment, just fade to black.
Right. 54% of the chat think that Finn Balor is more of a puppet master than The Rock right now.
Interesting though, because I know you're kind of steadfast, I feel, on the theory that Dwayne's the one really pulling the strings with Solo.
Yeah, I think it's a little case of a little bit for me is out of sight, out of mind. Finn's right there. We can kind of see Finn's up to no good. We have the idea that The Rock is behind Solo is just a thought. Like, it could be completely wrong. The Rock and Roman could show up together and go after them. I don't think so. But Finn, we can kind of see the devious nature of Finn to an extent.
You can see the hamster wheel turning. Marvin Vega should take a page from Orton Dad and Lex Luthor and blast Zoe Stark. It's the loaded cast of it's all kayfabe of it's just a loaded weapon here.
Loaded? Yeah, shit. 11.
That works when it's just like the wrist thing and it goes to like here. When it goes up into like here, that's more of like caw.
Right. But we are on commercial break, folks. We are rolling through. Time's a ticking away on this one. We're heading towards the main event tag team match coming up. And we are here all week long, but I won't be here for the next couple seconds.
Absolutely. This KJ is taking a pause for the cause, but I will remind everybody as we're in commercial break. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything. And our credentials speak for themselves, but we do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. So be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As we're still rolling along through Monday Night Raw, we're still teetering and tiptoe by the window for triple digits on the Monday Night Raw stream here. As I've got Jeff Goldblum out here in commercials and everything like that, but Curtis saying we're already in 11 commercial breaks so far. Jesus. It's been a couple seconds where they what? Raw will never have breaks on Netflix. I don't think that. Again, I will say this of much like what we've said before with every sort of storyline in wrestling and everything like that, don't hype yourself up into something that when it doesn't do what you think it's going to do, that it lets you down. I do think that Raw on Netflix is going to be a bit more less TV PG and more at least TV, 14, what have you. But you still might get, an ad break, a sales pitch, a pitch to some merch, what have you. Christ, maybe we'll get lucky and see us on a commercial or something like that. But I don't want to get my mindset on what Raw will be like because I still have no idea what to really anticipate. Netflix has only done, I want to say, 1, maybe 2. I think they're gearing up to do their second kind of just true, actual live event. I think it's the Rogan comedy special because they were going to do Jake Paul versus Tyson, but that had to get moved. So I think they're still guinea pigging that. So I expect hiccups out the gate with this. And so don't just expect that this is going to be the complete smoothest transition, that there won't be a fault, that they'll just, they give us everything that we've ever wanted. You're setting yourself up to fail. I would have expectations going in, but I wouldn't set them as guarantees. As Ilia in control right now, as she's firing up, she's still just holding the arm. So mummified arm out here. All right, Christian, you're all about the Olympics. As Selena won a 2 count. Nick, what are your thoughts on the card for Bloodsport on Sunday? I would have to Google the card. I can do that real quick. But yeah, I will. If we get another commercial break before the end of this match, I'll let you know my thoughts on that. I will Google the card and let you know. But every time that they've had a Bloodsport, I've not been disappointed here. As always, with a 1 count after super kick. Does Netflix have any weekly live program currently? Exactly. That's the thing. This is as much as this is a leap for WWE, this is a leap for NXT or for Netflix as well. So we'll see how this buffs out in the end here. So Shayna so Sonya got thrown out, and then Shayna caused the distraction, was about to get thrown out, as now we've got Lyra and the dubstep gang. Shout out to the homie in the front row, tall as shit with the fucking Major League shirt on. Code Red, aka Canadian Destroyer, for the 1, 2, 3 as Zelina picks up the win. Okay. So you have the baby faces cause all of the distraction to set this up here. So granted, Zelina with the mummified arm turns around and hits, a Code Red and all of that. But interessante. Are we setting up? Is this going to set up the women's war games? Because we know we've pretty much already got it set up for the men's war games. So we've got we all assume has not been confirmed, but we all assume is going to be the Samoan Civil War. It is the men's war games here. Are we starting to set up what could be the women's war games? Not saying it's going to be great, but just what could happen here. Woods with Pierce backstage here now. Ronan 3-1. I still say the best Vega was Queen Vega. Yeah, I'll give you that. Code Red for the win.
Queen Vega sucked.
No, I liked it. I liked it.
Oh, everyone's bugging Pierce. Everybody and their mother is bugging Pierce.
But again, that's what works with Pierce. If he's constantly the fucking GM that's always 2 steps away from a meltdown.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. 50-50 booking, not at all. The same people see, even if you complain about, well, the bloodline keeps winning, well, Sonya Deville's team could just keep whooping ass, but now they have a reason to be pissed off. They just got screwed by the baby faces. Now they get a comeback. That's storytelling. That's not 50-50 booking.
But, well, that's the thing is, normally matches are supposed to build to the rematch.
Yeah.
Unless it's the blow off, it's supposed to build to the rematch. It's supposed to set you up on the next one.
100%. And I mean, for me, I have no problem with what just happened there. Like, they're building up this heel faction who's looked nothing but badass, and the baby faces are getting sick of having their ass kicked, and they found a way to kind of get a little moral victory. They're going to eat it, but right now they got a little moral victory.
Right? Oh.
No.
Oh, so are we already getting an ad? Oh, I thought we were already getting an ad for SmackDown moving to USA Network.
No.
Or we're getting their whole tour schedule here.
Yes.
Well, no, because people were asking about, well, we're getting, up in that we won't have commercial breaks with Raw on Netflix and everything like that. And it's temper the horses, slow your britches, slow your roll here. It's testing the waters for both sides.
No, I think I think as far as going to Netflix, there will be like the highly expected. You'll get ads with ads.
What weekly programming does Netflix have that's live?
None.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying I think this will be testing the waters of executing for Netflix of can they do it?
No, they're testing the water now with the live specials to see how they'll air and stuff. Yeah, on a weekly level, it's going to be very interesting. You're not wrong about that, but I don't think that plays anything into whether or not there's commercials. I don't think
they're going to get a little halfway, or they do a little pause or anything like that. Or
I think we'll get the breaks like we get now, like the kind of the sponsors, like the in-house sponsors. I think we're going to see a lot of ads within ads, but I don't know if we're going to go to like a full-out commercial break like we're getting now.
Oh, and I'm hoping I won't get sold on MasterCard, but I'll be told to buy a Snickers and a Slim Jim and a Mountain Dew.
Yeah. So reduced as far as that goes. So there is potential, and there's still talks that we don't even know if it's going to be a full 3-hour show, because this could be the opportunity to reduce that whole length of the show.
But, which do you think is more likely, that they reduce it or that they go, everybody thinks that they're going to go TV 14, TV MA. Which do you think is more likely, that they reduce it to 2 hours or that they go more adult content?
Yeah, I think both are going to happen. I think they're
okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a little more freedom. They're not going to be worried about being beeped out or blinked out or any of that. Again, they're not going to go crazy because they still want to appeal to families. They still want families to buy tickets. They still want kids to buy the dolls. So if families are tuning in and every week there's dick and fart jokes and bleeding everywhere, it's going to turn off a lot of people.
I think that'll be your last hour.
Maybe, potentially. But I do think with moving to Netflix, you don't need the advertising dollars the way you do with USA Network and stuff. It's not the same because they've paid so much to get the programming. Now you're kind of off the hook. You can advertise the sponsors you want to advertise for, but you're not subject to the network that way. So I think it's going to be a really interesting transition.
Oh, I think it's going to be a historic and a landmark transition any way you shake it. I think they stay with 3 hours. I do think that they'll go more towards adult content, and I think especially like the last hour from 10 to 11 is going to be pretty much strictly, that'll be the closest to like what they were going to do with Raw and around of like just pure adult content. That's what I think that they might do, or they'll lean heavier there.
Yeah, that makes sense. As you go later in the night, you're more likely to get some of the stuff that pushes the envelope. True, but I still don't think they're going to end up being like now we're getting 18A from WWE RAW. I don't think they're going to go buck wild, because their main event guys are still, they're working on a demographic from 5 years old to 55 years old or 65.
Oh no, they'll still ho. They've already kind of even done that. Think about it. It's already moved. It's shifted already from where it was to where it is now. and it was still a little. It wasn't an out and out right of boom, boom. It was. We saw the shift. The shift moved slow enough that we didn't even notice it shifted.
Yeah, and again, I think even with the product we're getting now, when the time calls for it, when there's a moment like The Rock beating up Cody and there's a little bit of blood, fine. If there's Liv stretching Dom's leg out, they'll again. It's not.
Yeah, they're not gonna
pick their spots.
It's not gonna be a requirement.
Yeah, no. Will it be binge worthy? If you're not watching every week live with us, then yeah, you could always binge it
and binge us. Pause.
There you go. I hope they still have a couple commercial ads. I agree. There will be, like, even now we'll get like the documentary commercials. We'll get the live show, calendar. We'll have breaks from the action, but they're not going to be reliant on the advertising, the dollars. Like, we're not going to be 12 commercial breaks deep on a Netflix.
Well, and if anything, even if we are, they'll be more WWE centric. Like, you'll get more of like with the documentary, or you'll get the next pay-per-view coming up ad, or you'll get a Prime ad or something like that. You'll keep it focused in-house.
Yeah. And technically, based on my theory, you're still getting the same number of minutes programming wise. You just are getting less commercials, so the show finishes in less than 3 hours for that reason. But as far as how many minutes have we not been on the air for commercial break tonight?
30, valid.
Right? So if you drop
2.5, you cut a half.
Yeah, like if you pull out those commercials, it's still the same amount of product, or like it's the same amount of show time, just less commercials, so you can kind of tune out faster.
Well,
yes, he's Nadone.
Right. Out here making me want to be a sacrifice. But yeah, maybe you trim it up enough so it's you meet in the middle, it's 2.5.
Yeah,
calls it.
Yeah, like I don't think there's going to be a great deal of change from their part, other than they don't rely on the advertisements as much as they do now. Therefore, look. I like Sonya with a little bit of an attitude.
Been running this division. I don't recall you having belts or anything there, Shayna. So
I think the over-under was 12, and I think we're at 11.
It's rough out here.
Yeah, they're pushing them hard. They're pushing them hard.
Well, this whole little fashion of Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe's been a prominent feature tonight.
And that's how you get them over. That's how you make them important. That's how you make them matter. And they're putting the tag team champions on notice, but they still have unfinished business. And again, you see where they're building away from belts. Like, there's a rivalry with the EDM girls and Sonya's faction without the belt kind of being involved as they continue to work on side stories, which is excellent.
Speaking of side stories, I think I'm gonna go find my side story with Alba Fire, because hallelujah, Shimana Honda.
Right, as we are going into a Gunther pre-tape package, talking about his match at SummerSlam. We've seen this for the last few weeks. These packages have been outstanding. So remember, folks, get in that chat. Let me know what you're feeling. We got about 30 minutes to go in the show. Main event coming up, tag team match, Sammy and Jay taking on JD yet again. If they go 3 hours, it technically be longer than what we get now. If there's no ads, without commercials, Raw's runtime is about 2.5 hours. Exactly. That's my thought on it. Do I think they're going to reduce a lot of their programming? No, but I think they will also have the flexibility of a show could end at 2 hours and 25 minutes. A show could end at 2 hours and 35 minutes. Like, they'll have that flexibility to keep us guessing. It won't necessarily be that bleed over time that we've discussed. Yeah, there you go. Lots of commercials. We've probably got at least 3 more to go. Deville Group need a name. Yeah, we haven't figured out what we're going to call them yet, Marvin. We haven't established that one yet, but we are working on it. I'm sure they might be too. I saw someone say that Gunther can't cut a promo. Yeah, that's wrong. That's inaccurate. Gunther is outstanding. Gunther is a great heel. He's absolutely dialed in, and this character is so him, and the attitude. And now he's talking about Seth. He's talking about Punk. He's talking about Drew. He's talking about Damian. This, again, it's so hard to bet against Gunther going into SummerSlam. I really, really am torn, but I still am leaning Gunther wins at SummerSlam. Again, who wants to give their take on Shawn Michaels WWE Ultimate Edition action figure? All yours, folks. Let us know. What the hell was Isla wearing? And I can't answer that. I'll take the 5th, but it was perfectly fine by my standards. Shotzi Blackheart is injured, and I still think she's recovering. Shotzi had surgery on her leg. She answered during a match. She got injured during a match on NXT, and we'll be like, yeah, she got injured in the main event, and she's been out since. She's been rehabbing. I imagine at some point we'll see her again. Coupe Deville's not bad. Anyone else struggling to pay attention to this Monday? No. I've been right here for most of it. I think we've been okay with tonight. I don't know how the chat, but I think there's been a lot going on. Lots of fights, lots of arguments, and Sammy walking through the crowd. This has become a new thing. As they walk through the arena with Jey Uso, I hope there'll be more title matches on Netflix. Yes and no. Again, you don't want to overuse your champions. You don't want to have too many title shots. Again, your mid-card title is great. Your tag team title is great. But again, you don't want to overdo it. But I could see, especially early, you have John Cena coming back. We don't know what else is going to be going on. They're going to try and load up some of these early Netflix shows. Now, there is rumors out there that Netflix is demanding Roman Reigns. Very interesting. Who should challenge Alba Dawn for the women tag titles? Jane and Bianca or Shayna and Zoe? I like the idea of Shayna and Zoe. Unfortunately, I feel like the Unholy Union will not have these belts long either way. I think they have a better chance of beating Jade and Bianca just because I think Jade and Bianca might not work out. Shayna and Zoe are just getting started. As Jay and Sammy coming through the crowd. Zoe Starks used to wrestle Heather Monroe on the independent circuit. Heather had this super fat heel manager who was great. Interesting. These fan spot, they're unbelievable. I love them. I really do, Richard. I think they're outstanding. To have them come through the crowd like that, come through the concourse, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Sami Zayn in the main event for the win. Yeah, folks, get in that chat. What is your prediction? We still have a ton of time left on the clock, so I imagine we're going to get a commercial break at the end of this entrance before the next entrance, and we'll go from there. But still a lot to figure out with tonight. Got Sammy and Jay for the win. Alba Dawn's next challenger has to be one they've never faced. Fair enough. Never wear a Chicago Bears jersey in Green Bay. There you go. I thought Bianca and Jade lose to the Unholy Union with Blair's help. That could be the case. That'd be interesting when we're still trying to figure out what Blair is going to really do and where she's going to find herself in this group or in this on the main roster. So we saw her have some issues with Naomi. Could that tie in? Maybe. As here we go back to commercial, folks. So will our Rumble on Netflix or still on? I don't know. I'm not positive what they're doing with their pay-per-view schedule. I wish I had that answer right now, but I'm not positive how much longer the pay-per-views will be on Peacock. Shotzi will return before Jamie Hayter. Fuck. Jamie Hayter, I feel like it's got to be close, guys. Does Jamie Hayter come back at All Out? Jamie Hayter is going to be gone since Collision was a show. Facts. Sami Zayn and Jay for the win. I think so. That's a lot of foam eat hands. Again, moving merch. Jay's over. I know people are worried about, well, is Jay still the guy? You know, he doesn't win. He hasn't won the main event yet. He's fine. He's doing all right. He's over as hell. KJ, all these production changes are amazing. They've been outstanding ever since they changed around and they've kind of gone to a more sports feel. They're working with a lot of former ESPN people. The camera shots, the views, the way they're bringing people into things. You know, last week we walked in with Rhea Ripley from the elevator to the stage. You know, tonight coming out of the concourse with Sammy and Jay is outstanding. And we've seen it before. Jay and Sammy in Montreal. They've done a really good job. The camera angles on the moves, some of the things of like, oh shit, didn't see that coming. Even tonight with Uncle Howdy, we knew Uncle Howdy was going to pop up, but they did it really well. Still got their pop. But the production is second to none right now, guys. Absolutely second to none. Lack of damage control. Yeah, again, can't have everybody every week, but there hasn't been any damage control to your point. Sammy J for the win. Is anybody taking Judgment Day? Break 13. Holy shit. And they're probably going to have at least 2 more. That's insane. Ricky Starks or Hater? Who wrestles first? Shit. When's Ricky Starks' contract up? That would be my question on that one. In a perfect world, Ricky. Ricky comes back, joins WWE sooner than later. Diamante versus Legit. Layla Hurst just got added. Oh, good. Because why? Again, very interesting pay-per-view. And I'll ask the chat out there, if you're watching right now, is anyone out there like super amped or super pumped or super excited? Here's a better question. How many of you out there know the matches that are going to be on Death Before Dishonor this week? It's interesting. Tony, to me, hasn't given Ring of Honor a fair shake. Production is fantastic. What I heard from Triple H, that pay-per-views will be on Netflix. There you go. So again, and like he said, that's 80% of the country now has access. It's insane. I don't even know how that analytic will be measured. I know Netflix has their analytics, but it's going to be off the charts. And again, it really throws something like Nielsen out the window, especially for Raw. But we'll see what SmackDown and NXT can keep doing. Could Sammy and Jay be the next tag champs? Maybe. I don't think so, though, Keyshawn. I think you keep them away from that. Been there, kind of makeshift tag team idea. I still think they're working together now because at some point they're going to need them against the Samoans. So this just keeps the fact that they're friends fresh in mind. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a second. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Scott. I will remind everybody we are back tomorrow for NXT. It's going to be a fun one. Nick and I are going to roll through NXT, see what's up, see if there's any twists or turns. Will Joe Hendry be back on NXT? Of course, Wednesday, we get Suzuki versus Jericho. We get Blood and Guts. We get MJF. Apparently, we're getting Mariah May again. So tune in for that. Thursday, we got Wrestling Court. The trial of Chris Jericho will go live. I am taking myself out of the judge's box. I'm trading up with Anthony, and I am going to go after Chris Jericho. My man Nick going to defend the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, and I'm going to do everything I can to bury him. So it's going to be fun on Wrestling Court. Don't miss that. Go check out episode 1, 2, and 3 if you haven't seen those yet. Plus, we're working on some things backstage. We got lots coming your way. And don't forget, Sunday, Breakfast with the Boys, our Progress watch-along debut. We can't wait. It's going to be a fun one. Devil on my shoulder, stacked card. Names like Danhausen going to be on it. I don't know if that helped my cause, but Ali Catch, Effie, Thatcher, Wolf. There's a whole bunch. It's going to be a fun show. And that night, Sunday night, we are coming back, and we are going to do Bloodsport, where we will see Shayna. We will see the Creeds. We got a lot. MASH is going to be there. It is stacked. Of course, Josh Burnett's going to be on the card. Lots going on here at the channel. And then we head right into SummerSlam, not Survivor Series. But we are rolling along as we come back out of commercial break, getting a little more of the graphics for what's coming up next Saturday. Draw and quarter Jericho has been awful for years now. Guilty. Tony, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. And again, I understand that the defense is going to have some good points as far as what Jericho has done. But What have you done for me lately will be my question. There's a big build between Athena and Queen Eminata and Red Velvet and Billy Starks. There you go. Damien on it. Mr. Hopium. Bailey, Nia Jax. Danhausen is entertaining. We'll see. I haven't seen him wrestle in so long. CM Punk. Seth Rollins as the special guest referee as he takes on Drew McIntyre. Finn versus Gunther next week. Yeah, that's an interesting booking, Richard. Very interesting. Solo versus Cody Rhodes. That's going to be interesting as hell. SummerSlam is stacked. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one, Keyshawn. I'm really looking forward to SummerSlam, Cleveland, Ohio. We will be live at 5 p.m. on the Friday for the kickoff show. We will have our predictions on the Thursday. And, of course, we will be live. We will be your pre-show to the pre-show all the way through. Roscoe's impressed at Slammiversary, 100%. 100%. Old friends, Mark. They were outstanding at Slammiversary. There you go. Now, Sammy seems to be getting a Sami Zayn and Friends show every time they have a major show or a pay-per-view. So, there you go. Sammy's going to bring his show to Cleveland. That orange juice match with OC is beyond criminal. Easy verdict. Tony, giving me bullets for my gun. I really like the SummerSlam graphics. Yeah, 420. As a guy who loves graphics, and I think they did an amazing job with Money in the Bank. I love what they're doing for SummerSlam, and it feels different. I feel like a lot of the wrestling graphics, at least from the WWE, were recycled year to year. Maybe a little bit of a geographical change to the logo or something. But overall, I like what the new regime's doing, and SummerSlam's got amazing graphics. As the Judgment Day on the way out. Rumor is someone is coming with Roman that is a part of the family, but is not Jimmy. Could it be the guy in the indie circuit? I'm banking. It could be Hikuleo. Could be Tala Tonga coming to help Roman. We don't know yet. That's the question marks. It could be a case of, do the tables get even, then a Hikuleo shows up to help the bad guys? Or does Roman recruit some of his own family? So SummerSlam have 7 matches. Let's see if they add more. I think there's a potential for more, to be honest, Richard. Who's getting Wingstop? I might not have Wingstop, but there's a good chance I'll have some wings, my friend. Last one night, SummerSlam going to 2 nights next year. Yeah, absolutely. Smile mark. Again, we'll see. I mean, they seem to have justified that decision, and we'll see how the next couple of years go. 2-night events, SummerSlam, a few months after a 2-night WrestleMania. But you look at this year, we got 7 matches. Could you add another 3 or 4 matches and be comfortable? You probably could. Thoughts on Bo Gear with the Howdy mask? I thought it was outstanding, Ridge. I thought his look was great. Saw the similarities to his brother, but the mask looks real cool. Not as not as silly as the old mask was, if that makes sense. More intense vibe. The overall feel. I thought Bo looked outstanding tonight. Huge pop for when he hit the Sister Abigail. But ladies and gentlemen, we got the ding, ding, ding. And we got Jay and Finn Balor hooking up. Nick is defending Jericho. Anthony is on take a break. I got guilty. There you go. There you go. Carlito got a lot smaller. Pause. Did he? Why isn't Randy Orton on the SummerSlam card? Hang tight. We don't know yet. I still think KO could be on the SummerSlam card as well. Randy might not be. And again, I think Randy's perfectly okay with that. I think I'm okay with that, again, because of what you have. Randy might not be on the card. He could very much still be involved in SummerSlam or post-SummerSlam. So, again, not everybody can get a turn every time. Finn and JD for the win with you. No, I'm going to go against JD because I think JD is going to have issues. I'm just waiting for the 2-night Royal Rumble, 1-night women's. Yeah, I think that's very possible, Mark. Again, the WWE's kind of got that greedy mentality right now of what can we do? I can definitely see Royal Rumble, and it makes sense because you already have a built-in, somewhere between 45 minute and an hour and change match, and you can completely separate the men's and the women's. I think it works. As Finn pushes Sammy into the corner, gets the tag to JD, and McDonough coming in. And I said this at the award show. I think JD as a tag team has been underrated. I think they've been slightly overlooked because of Ria and the storylines and Damian. But I think they've been really good as a tag team. If they stayed a tag team, I think it works. But Sammy drilling JD with the clothesline. Diamante versus Layla Hirsch has been a big build. Yeah, but I really don't care. Sorry, Damian. I mean, has it? I guess. I don't know. I actually like Jericho getting fired on Raw on Spike TV in August 22, 2005 by Eric Bischoff. John Cena was and is still the man. No. Hey, goodbye. There you go, Ronan. All right. I think Jacob is a Roman spy and will turn. That will be very interesting, Charles. I don't know, because the only reason I say I don't know is generally the heel has the biggest, baddest guy in the fight, and that's the one the hero has to get over. That's Jacob. If Jacob's with Roman, then who's the big, bad, like, advantage good guy, which doesn't work well for me. No winners in this match. SummerSlam might be 4 hours. It should be. It should be one of the longer ones. It's got to be treated like one of the special ones. And that's why I think you already see 7 matches listed. As springboard moonsault, down goes JD. I wonder if Judgment Day defend those tag titles soon. They should. That's a whistle. They should. They absolutely should. Scott, good to see you. Welcome. Do you think Cody will have a team at SummerSlam? No, I think what they've done, and maybe that's how this plays out. I don't know for sure yet, Scott. But you have, oh, wait, Carlito on Sammy. Sammy eating the pole. As we go to commercial break, Michael Cole saying that wasn't cool. But, folks, we go to another commercial. I think we're on commercial number 13, maybe 14. Son of a bitch. I think they're eliminating everybody that could help Cody. No KO, no Randy. Nobody can come save him. Now, one argument could be, do all the people they've hurt run back then? I don't think so. I think what this builds towards is somehow accidentally Roman and Cody become allies. They're not friends. They don't like each other. They're not going to baby face it up. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I very much could see that being the case. Cody's down and out, outnumbered by multiple members of the bloodline, and Roman returns. Yes. I believe it's the same person. I don't know if they call him Sex Machine, but yeah, same people making the mask. Same person that made Cody's Rhodes mask for WrestleMania as well. Randy is up in age and needs a couple of weeks off. Again, slower pace, more time at home. Something that's very important to Triple H, and people have praised Triple H for it, is the fact that he lets the wrestlers have some downtime. And again, if you just keep saying, this is what I keep asking about AEW. As a person who's watched all of AEW, is it the fact that certain people have just been there for 5 years solid? Orange Cassidy, Chris Jericho, the Bucks most of the time, not very much time off. Moxley outside of injuries. We've seen the same people, and sometimes you need to let people just go hang out, go chill, go do something else, take a breath. And Randy taking a few weeks off, they plant the seeds that Randy wants that belt. You don't trust Randy. You got Cody talking about Randy like Randy is family. Okay. Then next time we see Randy, is it with an RKO out of nowhere? Is Cody celebrating his big win or a big win, and Randy's the one that clips him? That could be the swerve of all swerves, right? Like Roman comes back to take Solo on, so Cody can excuse himself from that, let the Samoans fight it out. Is Randy next up to go after that belt? At what point does that switch? And the fact that they're emphasizing that Randy's family, that only to me strengthens the fact that Randy could potentially turn sooner than later, because they want that emotion. You broke my heart. You weren't just a coworker. You were family. You weren't just a friend. You were a brother. I really feel like Dom is turning on Ria Sunday, and it's how Liv wins because she is not beating Ria straight up. Facts, Ridge. The only way, and I said this a long time ago, the only way this was going to work, and I think Dom and Liv are going to get a huge amount of heat for screwing over Rhea Ripley. I'm looking forward to this playing out. Randy will sell his injuries and come back as a heel. Facts. When do you think Randy will turn heel on Cody? It all depends. Again, if Cody's going to get tied into the bloodline feud for a little bit, it might not be right away, right? We might still have a little bit to go. But I think sooner than later it happens. I think in 2024 it could happen. Dominic Mysterio doesn't deserve a gold medal after hurting Liv's feelings. It's all a trick, Christian. It's all, pay attention. It's all very Eddie Guerrero. No winners in this match? I don't know. I'm leaning towards somehow the Judgment Day fucked this up. As we come back out of commercial break, JD still working on Sammy. Nice back body drop for a 2 count. Bray's phrase was "Let me in," and "Let me in." I like how Bo, like his brother, has a phrase. There you are. That segment for me in the feels hits Abigail, then laughs and goes to his knees like the Bray. Yeah, again, the paying homage and the similarities and the connection between him and his brother and the influence his brother had on him can't be lost, because then he's just another guy trying to be a spooky character. When you tie it all back into the rhyme and reason of why this is happening, it does stem from Bray Wyatt, and I think it fits so well. McDonough gets the tag to Finn as Sammy crawls. No dice. I could see some, like 4.5 hours. Like, you make it a big one. By the time you throw in some other stuff, I'm right there with you, Boston. It should be. If the other shows come in at about 2, just under that 3-hour mark, in and around 3 hours, then you tack on a pre-show. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a long one, and it should be. It's one of your big 4. There will be more matches on the card. I agree. I could see maybe Creed and Gable versus the Wyatts. Facts. Absolutely. Especially after tonight. How do you like them apples? I got a number. How do you like them apples? I think Bianca and Jade versus the Unholy Union and Wyatt versus maybe Jade and Bianca get added as a pre-show match. Maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't want to just throw matches on there for the sake of it. I want them to be quality matches. Blue Thunder Bomb! Break number 14. So we're getting 15, 5 an hour. Next Friday, Damian Priest live at 12 p.m. SummerSlam kickoff, 5 p.m. We will be here live for that. And then we get the SummerSlam countdown the next day starting at 4. 4? Why is the countdown starting at 4? As Jay gets the tag and the Eats go crazy. What show will you have more matches, All In or All Out? All In should probably have more. And again, with the quick turnaround, you're risking travel and a whole bunch of other things. My guess would be All In. And you can double check, but I think All In had more than All Out last year. Big uppercut from Jay. How much would Triple H pay TK to release Ricky Starks? Triple H is a patient man, my friend Tony. We've seen it. We've seen it time and time again. Triple H will just wait for his time. He's got lots of talent right now. I don't think the WWE is desperate for anybody. So they'll wait it out. They're good. Big hip. Balor putting Jay up and over. Jay going to the top. Crossbody. Down goes Finn. Cody and Roman merge to unify the bloodline. Yeah, I got a vibe like that, right? Like, again, the only person that potentially Cody will have is Roman. Roman has a reason to hate or be mad at Solo and want his claim to his throne back. And in order to do that, he might have to help somebody that he was a fierce rival with for, the better part of 1.5, 2 years. It's good writing. It's solid writing, right? We've seen that before with sequels and shit, right? The next thing you know, you go into the second movie and the bad guy's helping the good guy get the new bad guy, right? It's Apollo, Rocky, all over again. Not a chance that's happening. I don't know what it said. Since the Bloodline beat up Randy and Kevin Owens, does this mean Friday Night SmackDown Mama Rhodes will be put? Yeah, right. There you go. She's next. Curtis, Ross and family, we have reached a record 14 commercial breaks. And I think we still have time to squeeze. No, we got 5. Do they do one more? Jesus. I just don't want to see Ricky Starks showing up in WWE with gray hair. In fact, I agree with you. And I still think Ricky ends up in NXT before he ends up in WWE. 2 count on Jay. You're funny. Are we still 100% convinced Dom will turn on Ria? I feel like tonight put a decent a dent in that for me. But at the same time, I feel like it was meant to swerve people. Exactly. I'm still leaning towards yes. Don't, Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? DTA. Don't trust anybody. And yeah, Dom being publicly things switch because we got double tags. Exploder into the corner. There goes JD. Sammy's on fire. But yeah, I think that's, push you one way, yank you back the other. Those are the fun ones. My smart brain telling me still wait. Yeah. And if you are doubting it, which you have every right to, it's the same thing. I'm big Spanish fly by JD. Good match, folks. I'm enjoying this one. Yeah, I think it's the same issue I'm going through with kind of Damian and Gunther of what do I believe? What is the writing telling me? And that's where I know we get in some battles here on the channel, but I'm always trying to watch the writers and how are they approaching it? What are they trying to do here? I feel like there's now Dom could shock us, but I really feel like it's leading towards Liv and Dom being a thing. I would love Cody wins and gets ready to get jumped and then looks up and Solo smiles, says, I told you Solo. And we're a seat filler and then Roman's music hits and we end with Cody and Roman in ring. Yeah, very possible. We got the knee. Oh, no, we got the 1D. Nice as Finn saves the day. This match is surprisingly cooking. Yeah, I'm with you, Jimmy. And the people out there that say, like, the WWE, listen, you're getting quality matches. This is a good match. Balor gets the tag, has to drag his partner into the corner. Jay pops up with a clap. Do we get Cena versus Orton during Cena's retirement tour? I kind of feel like you have to. I think it'd be cool if Cena and him fought over the belt, to be honest. I really like Jade. Ricky gets to use his theme song. I really, really hope so. If Def Rebel has to come up with something, they're gonna fuck it up, Kyle. Ricky Stark's theme is perfect. Please don't touch with it. Please don't touch it. Shotgun drop kick. Jay down. Is JD gonna steal this one? Finn going to the top. McDonough, the legal man. Coup de grace. JD up. Moonsault. Sammy, last second. We got to save. How much I wish I knew. I've looked it up, Tony. If anybody out there has any idea, I'm all ears. Fact checkers out there, maybe lend me a hand. I have no idea how much is left on Stark's contract. I would love to know. All right, we found out all these WWE talent are a month away. How far is Ricky away? Facts. Did you die today? Look how enjoyable these matches are. Got that one. And there's spots in there. Right there. Sammy up and over. Jay to the top. Frog splash, and I got it. Sammy and Jay beat the tag champs. Woo! Starks and Wardlow haven't been seen over 100 days. I feel like there should be a clause in the wrestler's contract. Like, if you don't use me in X amount of days, I'm free to go. That was a hell of a match. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Braun Breaker's here. Braun Breaker's here. Splits him in half. Jay turns around and Braun scurries away. Nice little exclamation point on this. Nice win, but don't forget about me, sir. We go off the air. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. JD is going to be mad at each other because they lost again. Jey Uso and Sammy beat the tag champs. Maybe that sets up a tag title match, which is weird, but all for it. And Braun Breaker is the last thing we see before we go off the air. For people who think the WWE have taken a misstep with Braun Breaker, he continues to look like an absolute badass. And I'd take that argument all day long. So, folks, that is the end of Raw. Get in the chat. Let me know, out of 10, what did you think? How did you feel about the show? What did you like? What didn't you like? I'm going to click on a few before I call it last call. But, yeah, for my money, not a bad Raw. Do I find like I jumped out of my seat a lot and I was like popping all over the place? Pause. No. But I think it was a very solid Raw tonight. There wasn't a lot I didn't like. There wasn't a lot I hated, but there wasn't a lot I loved. The best part of the show, Drew McIntyre and Punk again. I thought that whole segment was unbelievable. Uncle Howdy's the little spot was cool. That really kind of got me. The angle they're trying to build up with Sonya and the EDM girls and such, not bad. Yeah, overall, I'm kind of, I'm better than average, but maybe not the greatest. Starks versus The Miz, that'd be interesting. Two talkers. I really like Jade, got that one. If Roman is coming back at SummerSlam, I think we will have a good idea depending on how early the main event starts. I think you got to give them a solid build like Mania. Yeah, they'll give them some time, Rage. I think so. And again, I think there'll be a lot to it, right? There's going to be these moments where we really think Cody's down and out. Cody's been beat, Jacob and the other members of the bloodline are helping out. And oh no, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then we get the moment. If I was writing it, I would have Paul Heyman walk out and ladies and gentlemen it. I think everything's dead quiet and everyone's oh my God, Cody's going to lose. And then ladies and gentlemen, I am Paul Heyman. Then just go. My name is Paul Heyman. Place to come unglued. I think Ricky Stark's contract expires between All In and All Out. That's 7-day window. That's very interesting. 4-1, 8 out of 10. Fair enough. Tag champs got pinned. Technically, they get a title shot. Technically, very interesting. Don't know how that plays out. 8.5. There you go. 7.5. Lots happened. Very well paced. 9. Whoa, Curtis really happy with the show tonight. I like it. Braun's got to be taking that belt off SummerSlam. I think so, Boston. I did battle on whether or not Braun should win the last one. And again, I defend Sammy as a champion, but the Braun's knocking on that door heavy. Good main event. Great main event. I will say I really enjoyed the main event tonight. 10 out of 10 says Kevin. 7 out of 10 from Boston. Another ass ending. What was wrong with the ending? I didn't hate the ending. Baby faces get a win. And then, like I said, Braun Breaker reminds everybody, do not forget about me. Yeah, Sammy's playing around with Jay, but I'm still coming for that belt. I didn't hate it at all. I thought it was good. Raw is on an A, and I love it all the way. There you go. Play with some clay down by the bay. We just may. 8 out of 10, says Ronan. 8.17, says Scott. 7.2. We're getting intricate on this. Breaker, Gunther, do it. It's coming soon. 8.2, 7.5. I think I'm in there for a 7.5. I think I'm going to go with you, Safit. 7.5 seems fair to me. A few things that probably didn't really pay attention to. But overall, I thought the crowd was really good in Green Bay tonight. I thought the energy in the building was pretty solid from start to finish. And a lot of decent moments. Great show. Woo. Have a blessed night, Jordan. Have a blessed night, sir. 7 out of 10 from Dale. Fair enough. I can see that. Knowing that you are going to have to take a spear from Braun's got to suck. Yeah, you're like, oh, fuck. It's coming. It's coming now. I give it a 9. My favorite part of the show was Dominic Mysterio hurting Liv Morgan's feelings. I like it. Adam Pearce Olympic special has been ruined by the chaos of the no medals awarded. There you go. 8 out of 10, 7.3. I'll round that up to 7.5. 1, 2, 3 kid. 9 out of 10. Not a lot to complain about. There you go. Richard loving it. Again, I think Raw, the most amazing thing for me is the pace in which Raw has become a really quick 3 hours. Again, not all of it's great. It's hard to write 3 hours of TV every week, and I'm not letting them off the hook. It's their choice. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's so much faster than it used to be. Liv, Ria, Dom storyline, perfect. The crowd made the show better. Facts. 7 out of 10. That's how I'd write it to 100% agree. Thank you, Boston. By the way, Ria did not come out to help her Judgment Day. That's the thing. And I don't believe that, and Damien wasn't out there either, right? So where were you guys? That kind of thing. There is dissension in the Judgment Day. Judgment Day taking a loss only strengthens that, plus opens the door for a weird title match I wasn't expecting. So maybe we get a rematch, and again, Braun, another opportunity for Braun to squish Sammy. And the only way that Braun doesn't win the title is if Ricochet does show up, and I don't know if that's going to be the case. 8 out of 10. Enjoyed the howdy stuff. Loved the Punk and Rollins Drew segment. Like the Gunther hype video, getting more and more bought into SummerSlam. I'm really excited for SummerSlam. I think if nothing else, at this point, and even with Raw tonight, they did a really good job of selling me on SummerSlam. 7.5 out of 10. I think Sammy will be used in the Bloodline feud, so getting the belt off him is smart. Completely agree, Boston. I 100% think that's what it's going to, and I think that's why seeing Jay and Sammy together would be interesting. Now, if the Tongas become number 1 contenders and beat DIY, it would be title never mind. That's getting convoluted. Paul just wants to be different. Hey, different strokes. There's 2 weeks between All In and All Out this year. All right, 2 weeks. My bad. Lives fair enough. You're not wrong. It was a good show. I liked it. 7.5. Just a little anticlimactic in the ending feeling. Fair enough. And again, I could see why. You're like, all right, we're about to leave, and then you get popped, and you kind of leave on that note of. I think at times it's hard for a fan to leave on it's like when you watch your team lose, especially if it's like a overtime game or a shootout, and you're like, okay, game's over. You kind of don't know what to do with yourself. You're like, shit, we lost. And that's kind of how it felt at the end of the show. But sometimes that's needed. I love what they're doing with Braun Breaker. I wasn't mad that he lost to Sammy before, and I think they're continuing it very well. Have a good night. There you go. All right, so last call. I'm going to fire through these last few. But KJ and Big Nick gives Wrestling for Life 5.5 stars. Not bad. It would have been 7 if it was in the Tokyo Dome, but we're working our way up. But thank you so much, Kevin. We used to scratch and claw through most of the Raws, especially the second hour. The second hour used to be that shit sandwich, right? Like the first hour was setting up the third, and the second was just there to fill it. And yeah, I mean, a lot better. And the pacing, and it just doesn't feel like such a long night. There was some nights where I'm sure if we go back in the archive, where that last hour, you could just see it on us that we didn't like, all right, fucking, can we get over this? 9 out of 10. Thank you, Denisha. Can you see Sammy double duty at SummerSlam? I hope not. They have so much talent. I don't love the double duty. I understand why they did it at WrestleMania, but I don't necessarily want them to do double duty. Richard, to be 100% honest with you. Hikuleo joins Roman Reigns. Interesting. I still think he's going to join the Bloodline when you least expect it. I have a good taste in trashy women, but that's a talent. I like how the howdy stuff each week is evolving and the different aspects of the layers. Bo deserves loads of credit, and it's still early. Like a lot of people want to have opinions like, oh, this sucks, or this isn't good, or this isn't going anywhere. I heard some very popular podcasters go, oh, this is going nowhere. It just started. If it doesn't go anywhere, if we're sitting here 6 months from now and it hasn't gone anywhere, and one thing people have said is, oh, well, Bray's storyline didn't go anywhere. They had a plan. The man passed away. So that's really not a fair argument. But I will digress. 10 out of 10 live stream. Unfortunately, Nick's bedtime is before Raw ends. Facts. But big shout out to Big Nick, to Anthony, to all our friends, to everyone else out in the chat. Ever since last week, the Wyatt 6 storyline. There you go. See, things change. I like that you're open-minded. And that's all we ask for everyone around here is be open-minded. Come to the chat, come to the Wrestling Utopia, be respectful. And you never know, your minds might change. Our minds change all the time. But at the end of the day, that's the fun of being a wrestling fan. Folks, thank you for being here. We are back all week long. NXT tomorrow. And we're leading towards some big shows. Blood and Guts, Wrestling Court. We're looking forward to Wrestling Court. It's going to be a hell of an argument, put it that way. And then, of course, a jam-packed weekend leading all the way to SummerSlam and so much more. Be a friend, tell a friend, click all those links, click all the buttons, and make sure you share this link anywhere you know they're talking about wrestling. We are heading towards 6K, and we want to hit 10K as soon as possible. But until next time, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time, and I will see you tomorrow. Nick will see you tomorrow, and until then, see you on the flip side. Good night.